on sun and snow. The little rascals entered the frozen and empty village of the Crossroads. There, they rescued a little girl from a well, looted a church, and fought a bunch of dickheads clad in all black. Lane, one of the two contacts they were tasked with meeting, was found cowering in the corner of an otherwise empty stable near the town center. Bellinor, one of Cypher's loyal Kingsguard, was meat-hooked and murdered while on a solo outing to the church. After discovering his body and killing the one responsible, the group followed a smoke trail to a fort just south of the village. Surviving an ambush there and beheading the rhinestone cowboy who had betrayed them, the group continued onward, reaching the outskirts of Numeria a week later. It was there Thamir was reunited with his tribe, displaced and hungry, on the forest's edge. But backing up a bit, in the week that it took you guys to get there, is anybody doing anything? Are there any conversations that you guys want to have? Anything you want to hash out?
Alright, so Jeff, I'm going to tell you something, like, really crazy. Promise not to tell anybody.
Yeah, let's, kind of walk away from everyone else. Are you okay? Like, you were kind of a dick to me, just a little bit ago.
Jeff is saying dick.
You were kind of a jerk.
Hey, where are you guys going?
She's telling me something secret.
Oh.
Hey, what's so secretive?
I'm a schizophrenic.
What?
Should she roll for stealth or something?
Do you guys want to be listening in?
No.
I mean, they did walk away.
They did walk away, but...
She did ask, though, so if you wanted to follow...
I have an elf. I got elves.
I could have actually stealthed and followed them.
Schizophrenic. Yeah, I don't... That's crazy. We've been, talking and been friends for, months now. I've never seen you like that. It was kind of scary.
Comes out of the blue.
I look up to you a whole lot, so it kind of scared me. I peed myself a little.
So, I want you to forget everything that happened was it a week? How long?
Half a week ago.
These conversations are taking place over the course of this week, so we could say that it was just, a day prior.
Forget that whole persona.
Yeah, I'm definitely... I don't want to.
Do you want to hug it out?
Yeah?
Yeah, give me a hug.
Oh my god. Keep it together, Jeff.
Is that a magic wand in your pocket?
This boy is
not
14.
It's not like that. He just looks up to you. He just looks up to you a whole lot.
I thought he was 18.
He's 17. Are you guys doing anything else?
Someone takes you. What happened to that little girl?
Oh yeah, this whole time she has been right up on you. And she spends a little bit of time with Nova as well. Mostly just holding your hand and being little and a girl.
Hey, someone takes you. What's up with the little girl?
Don't talk about her like she's not right here.
I'm sorry, I forgot her name. What's your name?
Abby. Her name's Abby, you piece of shit.
I thought it was Abigail.
Abigail. Abby's nice.
Oh, okay.
Where are we going?
We're gonna find you a nice, warm town.
Taz, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
Wanna come?
What?
Can I come along?
Can I talk to him by just each other real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Nova over here.
Okay.
And then that's when.
Sorry, pal.
Hey, Taz. So, last fight, I saw you do something with your hands. Was it bonfire?
No.
Are you sure? Because I know the spell.
Uh-huh.
Roll for deception. Roll for insight.
Oh, who got it? Oh.
19.
Plus 1, 20.
With my insight. 19 plus 3, 22.
Damn it.
He's not being entirely honest with you.
Alright, well...
Why does it matter if he's casting Fireball?
Because he wasn't a magic user for the entire time you guys knew him.
Oh.
Well, if you ever pick up any spells, let me know. I can try and help you with them.
Alright, yeah. I'll definitely let you know if anything ever comes up.
Okay.
I like your
Chazarek, can I have the gauntlet back?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Remember you said that you were going to give it to me, yesterday, and then we kind of got in a big fight, and some people died. Not us, obviously, but some other people died, and then we kind of got distracted.
Yeah. Let me just get that.
I mean, if you want it, it's fine. I feel a lot more comfortable with it in my hands. That way you don't die.
Oh, he said if you want it, you can keep it.
I
You can
mean,
keep it.
I'm a pretty big guy. I'm resilient, and you kind of need your hands to fight. I have my weapons and I
You
can
need-
carry other stuff.
You need
so.
your hands to fight.
But you need yours to use spells and such, so you can't have something else. You can't hold something under your arms or, you know. But I've got this pack, so I can just keep it in there.
Balcazar wants me to have it, but if you want to hold on to it for now, that's okay. Just promise you'll give it back at some point.
Yeah. I'll
Thanks.
definitely make sure you get it back.
Guys, one more thing. I looted Lane's body, and I found these wanted posters for everyone.
I do want to say one thing. Let's go to Vormir and kick some shit.
Yeah, let's get on
Yeah,
the
so
road.
guys, just be aware. You're wanted by the burnt hand.
Yeah.
It sounds like a way to get your shoes really dirty.
Wait, does Jeff have a poster too, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
There is one.
It's just all funny because no one knows what's happening.
His is a lot. So we're fast forwarding back to where we left off last week, or 2 weeks ago. You had all just entered into this settlement of tents that are thrown up on the outskirts of this forest. Thom, you're looking across everyone, and you recognizing it as your tribe. Before you're able to say anything, before you're able to verbalize anything, you hear your father off to the side. Thom, you're my son.
Father, what happened? Why are you here?
You see at this time, there's like a whole bunch of these Goliaths leaving their tents, and they're all converging around you guys, and you see that they are in very, very poor shape, your father included. They look very emaciated. It looks like they haven't had a good meal in quite a while. Let's talk maybe somewhere a little bit more privately. And you can still see this pride in his eyes, but he is not the father that you remember. He is not the man that you remember. When he gestures toward his tent, that he had just exited out of. Are your friends coming along as well?
Should they?
Can they be trusted?
Yes.
And he looks over everyone, nods, and walks into the tent. And it's a larger tent.
Guys, let's sit inside.
Okay.
Okey-dokey.
Okay, so you walk in and you see that the interior of this is just as barren and as depressing as the site that was outside of the tent. And he just sits like cross-legged on the ground, gestures for the rest of you to do the same. We were forced to move south after the creatures of shade began to attack us in the night. We were followed through a narrow passage in the mountain, and we've continued to be picked off almost nightly. These creatures, they're hard to describe, but they come, and every night they've been taking more and more of us.
Are they kind of like ethereal?
Yes, you've seen them,
Yes.
and you know what we've been up against. We've been here for 3 days now. When we got to the forest, we were stopped by a group of elves. They were battered and bloodied, but they threatened to kill us if we proceeded. So we stayed here. We don't know what's in the woods, so this is where we've stayed.
And they've been circling each night?
The creatures have. Yes.
Have you been able to try and fight them, or?
We've killed several. Once or twice, we've killed men who have accompanied them, but other ones just came and took their place, and the bodies were removed. We don't know who or what they are. We don't know what they want, but we haven't had anything to eat for almost a week now.
Can I say I had done a spell or no?
What spell?
Goodberry.
Yeah, you guess Goodberry.
Okay.
So these elves, I'm sorry, sir. These elves, were they like from a kingdom? Do you know?
They were wearing armor.
Wearing armor.
We're not very familiar with the lands down this far south, so
And they threatened to kill you if you proceeded to the kingdom or to
they
pass
said
them?
that they didn't want any outsiders in their woods. You know this. They are extremely
Racist.
prejudiced against
Yeah.
outsiders.
They don't like any other races.
Correct.
Yeah.
Xenophobe.
Interesting.
So you cast the good berries.
I'm going to cast it 4 times, get 40 berries. Father, distribute these with those that need it most. I'll sustain you for a day each berry.
He looks at you for a moment, and it's a look that you've grown accustomed to during your upbringing. Magic in this world in general is not very common, especially in your tribe. And based on a conversation that you had had with Bonespar prior, you kind of get the impression that one of the reasons they were so gung-ho about you leaving and making your own path was because he had kind of seen your magic using almost like an embarrassment. But now in this moment, you see kind of like his desperation giving way to thankfulness. And he whistles out the front flap of this tent, and more Goliaths come in, and he just nods at your hands. They take it, and they begin to distribute them outside of the tent.
I save one for my father.
He takes it, and after seeing that they have left, he eats it, and you see a little bit of color return to his cheeks. He's going to need a lot more to recover, but it's a step in the right direction. And you see, like in that same moment where he had kind of nodded off to that other Goliath, there was a second one that he also nods to, who disappears outside of the tent, and he looks across all of you again. We did discover something that might help us through the woods.
What did you discover?
A night ago, we captured a dwarven woman scurrying through the tree line. She claims to know her way through the woods, and she claims that she'll be able to lead us to safety. We were prepared to set out tomorrow morning, and well, then that's when you guys came. And you see right at that same time, the main flap of the tent opens again, and that Goliath who had just left re-enters, but next to him is this dwarven woman who is covered in older scars, but also very fresh bruises and scrapes and cuts, and she is very disheveled. Like, it looks like she's just been in fight, but you still see like this pride in her eyes as well, and around her arms and her legs are these very heavy chains and manacles, ones that were presumably meant for Goliaths, but they've modified them to be able to fit her, and she just is like pushed in by this other Goliath. This is her.
Wow, lady, you look like
and
shit.
you have just been...
The fuck happened to you?
Fuck off of me, man! Stop touching me! Oh, God.
So,
She's one of those.
Who are you?
as you
Who are
can
you?
I'm the son of the clan leader. Who are you?
I am Tang, daughter of a dwarf king.
I like nudge at Johan or at Cypher. Oh, she's one of those.
At least she has her fingers.
Johan, I want you to roll me either an intelligence check or a history check, whichever is higher.
Just through.
If you're the daughter of a king, why are you here?
I was captured by that jackwagon over there.
She points at your dad.
No.
She says that she's the only one who can get us into the woods. She mentioned something about a defense mechanism, something about how those who enter the woods and are unfamiliar with it get lost and perish. And, well, we didn't want to test her on that. 17. So, hearing those words about this defense mechanism, you remember when you were very, very young, there's been a couple of times when Vormir activated something. And you know, based off of just general knowledge and what you would have been privy to growing up there, that only those who are already at those specific locations in the forest, like Vormir, can return to them. Otherwise, the labyrinth eventually consumes them. So you have to be in Vormir when whatever these defenses are activated. And essentially it just turns the forest into an ever-moving maze, where almost the trees themselves move and shift, and it becomes impossible to maintain one's sense of direction.
Cypher, do you know anything about this?
Let's
You
just
can tell he's
say,
guilty.
theoretically, if she's telling the truth, if we do go to the woods, we might not get a way out, and we might get lost in there.
And
I haven't been there since I was a child, so I would take her word on it if she knows how to maneuver through the maze.
so Garrick nudges you at this point, because he is in the tent with you.
Yeah.
What about Garrick here? He
My
came
lord.
through the woods.
My lord, Bellinor and I left before the defenses were activated. But there was a group of elves that were supposed to meet us on the outskirts of the woods. If they were here, and they were the ones that talked to these creatures, then they're the ones that we're supposed to be meeting. All we have to do is find them.
Can I talk to him outside the tent?
Can
Yeah.
I roll an insight check?
Roll a perception check. You're going to see if you just heard any of what was just said.
So what I'm telling Garrick is, don't you remember what that guy just told us? That Vermeer's getting attacked right now.
Vormir is not getting attacked if they can't find it. When I left, yeah, it was weird. There were flurries, there was snow. It wasn't anything like it is now, but it's been centuries that city has remained untouched. So I don't see this being any different.
11.
Okay, so you pick up a little bit of what was said.
Garrick and I enter back inside the tent again.
Right before you go in, he just kind of says, "We don't need her. Like, we should just go. Just go into the forest. They'll find us."
If we follow you to your men, can we bring my tribe just so they can pass through your lands?
You're talking to Garrett?
Yeah.
It's not up to me, but you're talking about centuries worth of precedence. And he kind of looks you over and scoffs a little bit. We don't want anything sullying our forest more than need be.
He just threw shade.
That'd be.
This is your call. You are the king.
Not my king, but go ahead.
The
Garrick.
king of these lands.
Hashtag not my king.
Is it possible that we can have them walk through the kingdom or around the barrier of the kingdom where they're not really through the lands?
Your word is law. It's not up to me. I'm just saying that
I haven't been there in so long. I need you to help me.
nothing has changed since you left. We don't want the uninvited.
Can I have them go around the borders if I say yes?
I would prefer to go through, that way the shadow creatures don't follow us.
Theoretically, I would have greater numbers in the.
Can we put on disguises for them?
The
For
thing
them
is,
to walk through the city?
The thing is, Nova, elves do not like other.
I get that. I'm 150 years old.
You're an elf, so you're gonna walk by.
You know you're the king,
You
right?
guys, listen. I know the elves hate the outsiders, but I can take you to the city.
They're not going to be welcomed at the city. We need to get them through to the other side.
How do you know how to get back to the city? I thought they just said that you had to have been there.
I was there.
But
I
they
was
don't.
there, and I was their captive when it happened.
Oh, you're not having a very good day.
No, I'm having a really shitty day.
But if you're the king, can't you just say, "Hey guys, let them pass"?
I'm thinking if I can, they're just gonna ridicule me. But yeah, I am the king. You know
They're
what?
gonna ridicule you. You're gonna let them? What are you,
But
some
Dixie,
kind of little
first of all-
pussy?
Tixia, you and your little daughter stay over there. Anyways,
Good one.
And again, little Abigail's holding your hand, looks up to you and says, "I'm cold."
He's just a piece of shit.
okay,
That's all she says is, "I'm scared, I miss my parents, and I'm cold."
hey,
Great character.
can
Thanks,
your
Andrew.
people fight?
Damn,
Of
give
course
her
they
a
can fight.
blanket
They
or
just
something.
need some rest and some food.
Okay, if you give them food and rest, and they become part of this little rascal squad, then I guess we can fight through. The elves will have to shut the fuck up about it. Matixia,
Sir.
she can be at the back.
And Garrick's kind of speaking up now. If we take them, we're going to be moving a lot slower. I've seen the state of them. They are not ready to move at the speed that we're ready to move. If we go into the forest and God forbid something happens, or if we're out there and the elves see them before they see us, they're just going to let loose. They're not going to. They've already warned them once.
Okay, Nova, can you take care of the wounded?
Yes, I can.
Either that, or you could once we find your people, we can have one of your people act as a guide through.
You guys, I'm telling you, I know the woods, and I know where the city is. And I can get you there.
What are you guys going to do with her? She's chained up. What are you doing with her?
Or
Right now, nothing.
we thought that she was going to take us to where we needed to go. Visit his
Doesn't-
father again.
Let's have her come with us. You guys could disagree or agree. Have her come with us. I meet up with my elves, and we proceed into the city to get to Vormir, to get out of this shithole.
I mean, I'm cool with anything. Just I'm definitely a fan of the not dying option. So whatever option is not that one, whatever option is that one, then I
Do you
don't
want
want
to die or not, Jeff? Come on.
If we leave at first light, my people will be ready.
How can we do this so we have the wounded? If they set the pace, we're probably going to get caught by the shadow people.
Once we enter the woods, they might not be able to reach us with the defenses you've been talking about.
You're Goliath. Can you transfer into a horse to carry all your wounded?
My whole tribe?
You guys all use powers, don't y'all?
No.
Oh.
Magic is rare.
Yeah.
You should know this. You're a king.
His tribe, like, They don't like his magic using.
We can do it. As long as Nova could heal the wounded.
How many wounded are you talking about?
How many wounded are you
Where are
talking
these
about?
Alvin that you're supposed to meet up with?
Father, how many wounded are there?
Hell
35.
no. Hell no. I can do.
But they're
4
fit
at
to walk,
most.
correct?
Some of them.
The
Others
rest
are wounded, and they're all... The good berries are helping, but they've gone a week without food.
But you said they were ready to move tomorrow.
They were ready to move out the following morning, but they're going to be moving slow.
Let me see.
That's fine. If we can get one of his guards to lead you through, then you don't have to go to the city where they won't appreciate you. We can have them lead you through to the other side of their lands.
We have to move now.
We're not
I
ready.
can heal up to 6.
Nova, our healer, can only do 6, and you guys have 30.
So they should all die.
I agree with that
Guys,
plan.
If you're supposed to meet this group of elves that are supposed to take you to the forest to begin with, right? Well, I just went through a camp and they were all dead.
Say that again. How many? Did they have like pointy ears?
An elven camp, and they were all dead.
How do you know they're elves?
Because I know. Trust me, boy.
Why should we trust her?
Yeah.
What choice do you have? I can take you.
Psych.
I have been to the city.
So
I was
theoretically,
there when it happened.
if we go to this city and we have to fight again, some of us are not gonna make it out. Correct?
What choices are there if you don't go to the city?
Thom.
Are you telling the truth about the people being dead?
Yes, I am.
Because it sounds like we were saying that we were just going to kill you because we were meeting up with the elves, and then you said, well, the elves are dead. So, are they actually dead? How do you know? Can you prove it? Are you a nice dwarven lady or a mean dwarven? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean to you.
Can I roll an insight check?
I can testify. I have a piece of one.
Okay, I believe
What
it.
is? What is?
Wait,
It's a piece of an elf.
That's
Piece
perfect.
of an elf?
An ear.
You have an
My
ear?
I do. Yeah.
They didn't do a very good job searching her.
Where's the bag that I had when he got me in these
Is it,
damn things?
is it in the area accessible to hands?
Where is it located?
It's in my bag.
One of the Goliaths, the one who had pushed you in, was like, I pushed her in. Her stuff is out there. I mean, I could
Grab
check
her bag.
it if you guys. All
Grab her
right.
bag,
Under-
yeah.
And your father's like,
So how did you get
And he
an
takes off out the door.
ear though?
Because when I went through the camp, everybody was dead.
And ears are worth a lot of money.
And you just
Dwarven or elven.
cut it off
Elven ear,
and
yes.
put it in your bag.
Well, they were pretty much dead, so it didn't much.
Pretty
It
much?
was just pretty much.
Was it
just
a dead person
yank it.
she
or
finished them off.
or,
Cut their ears
or
off.
a partially alive person?
John,
No,
these are
they
the
were
things you
dead.
talk
I didn't
about.
have to cut hardly anything. I just pulled the ear and it just kind of sloughed
All right.
off.
And
It was
at this
pretty gooey.
time, the Goliath
It's
comes
gooey,
back in
okay.
holding this bag. What do you want me to do with it?
Open it.
Look for ears.
Look
All right, so
for the ear.
he opens up, and then you just hear this, and then he dumps the bag onto the floor, and it is copious amounts of ears. it's like 12, maybe 13 sets of elven
You
ears.
monster!
Now do you believe me?
It's a lot of ears.
They are fresh. They look like they just recently
Proof is
been.
in the pudding.
That,
So, can we keep her in handcuffs this whole
Wait a
time?
minute, wait
'Cause I
a
feel like
minute.
she's gonna cut off our ears.
Dead
too.
people don't bleed. Is
I'm
there any
really-
blood in those ears?
It's like congealed along the outside, but they were frozen when you had found them, and they're pretty cold now.
See? I didn't do it. I just took them. They're worth a
That's
lot
a
of money
snack.
at the market.
They are worth a lot of money, but like, ew.
Ew.
Could your people
They
eat
kind of look
the
just like that,
ears
Joe, huh?
for
Ew.
for nourishment?
That is cannibalism.
Do you? Well, she's asking me.
They're yeah.
not
First of all, they're
It is
elf
cannibalism
ears.
because we're still,
No,
Living,
you guys
breathing
are elves.
species.
I'm a Goliath.
yeah,
Okay.
that's like saying a dog. eating
fuck
a
you
cat.
guys too then.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna eat-
he's
At this time, your father speaks up. Yeah, I mean, we can throw these over the fire and kind of dry them
No,
out.
we're not eating.
Father, we're trying to get
Okay,
through
here.
the
They're not
elven
for
land.
you.
Right, that's
I'm
probably why
not
they don't
gonna
like
lie.
us.
Does not matter. I'm an
Wait a
elf.
minute. Is it your
I have a say. I am an ancestor.
I disagree that you have a say.
Yeah.
They,
If anyone Cypher has a say.
she is
I'm an
their,
elf too.
she's
Yeah,
their
but these are his
prisoner.
people.
They need
Cypher.
nourishment.
What do you want to do with her?
Keep her in chains.
What else do you want to do?
You can't let him eat our ears, bro.
He has no power here.
Yeah, I'm not a king here.
Are you serious?
Roll me a
Okay.
perception check.
She did kill your people.
No, I did not kill other people.
That's why I
I'm
don't
just-
know. if she
I
killed him or
found
not.
I'm just being fucking
She
helpful.
desecrated your people.
She did violate. She mutilated them.
Well,
Over the course of this conversation and this back and forth with everybody else, you don't immediately realize that Abigail has let go of your hand. And it's only until you look down and see her gnawing on one of these ears that you realize, oh shit, this girl hasn't eaten in a while. And she looks up at you and says, I'm hungry.
you want us to cook that up for you? It might taste better.
I love how the elves are just not
There's
liking
some
this.
sauce in my bag if you want to go with it.
Can I
You want
punt
some
Abby?
sauce? Hey.
Can I like kick her? What the fuck is that?
You can kick her if you want to. You can see that if you guys want to roll a contested dexterity to see if you want to get in the way and
Oh,
block
yeah.
what's about to happen.
I'll beat the shit out of him. Who does he think he is?
What'd you get?
What did you get?
Wait, if I don't get a good number, I'm not doing it. Right?
No,
Nope.
that's not how that works. Roll
That's
it.
not how it works.
Ah! I
What
got
was it?
6.
All
I
right.
got 15.
Okay.
I'm gonna
so
punch him in the face.
you see Cypher like wheel his leg back to
That's a two.
punt this poor little girl, and as his leg comes forward, you step in between and you shin his leg. And as he's like, "What the fuck?" and it kind of hurts because it's like getting kicked in the shin. And before you're able to get out like a full thought, she just socks you right in the nose. And Garrick at this time pulls his blade and is like, "I will kill you for hurting him."
No, Garrett.
Did you see this piece of shit king of yours just try to kick a child?
I think this is getting off the rails a little bit. I
glad
agree
somebody
with the little one. I agree with the high-pitched one.
Wait,
The weird one with the hat.
who's saying that though?
That's his dad.
Okay.
Back to the real
I don't
thing.
even know.
She could only heal 6 people. Famir, I don't want him to say it, but pick your 6 strongest people if you really want to live, but they're not all of them are going to live.
They can
My
eat the
people need to
ears.
come with me.
Huh?
My people need to come with
God
me.
They
damn
can
it, they
come.
can eat the ears.
They can eat the ears, but she still has 1330 wounded.
You said they're good. They're good to eat the ears.
They have berries, they have ears. He has no power here.
Are you saying they're good to eat the
He
ears?
has no power here.
I really can't control any of you. I almost kicked the little girl.
I can't even control
I
myself.
can't control that.
Eat the ears.
At this time, Garrick is turning to you. If we have to rely on
I know.
that one
Yeah.
to get us to where we need to go, maybe we should get there first, and then you could try to talk to the council or whoever you need to get people to come back and get them.
And
Because going through the woods with them, we don't know what else could be in there.
hey, Garrett, this is the plan.
Something killed those men. If what she's saying is true, and based on the ears, it's irrefutable evidence.
And something's killing my people.
Hey, Garrick, this is the plan. This is
It's
what I
killing
want.
our people too, obviously. Yeah, please stop talking.
Garrick,
Listen to my king.
let's have her in the front. So if the shadow people or the elves see her first, they shoot her. You get it?
If she's
Listen.
the only one that is going to get us there, then we need to keep her safe at least until we get there, and then we can do with her whatever we want.
You got those people over there. They got her prison. They're her.
We should come back. We could take maybe 1 or 2 as like bait,
I agree.
but
take
okay.
one. Take one of the.
Who are
children.
your least favorite Goliaths?
Okay, it's your call, my
We
liege.
can
I
take
just-
one of the wounded Goliath children and take them as bait.
Children? What the fuck is with you?
If we bring a Goliath to your city, will they be able to return and bring him back?
I will. Yes, I will protect that Goliath.
No, I mean, will that Goliath be able to know the path back?
we could send
Do
men.
you have a smart Goliath in your squad?
I don't think
We're
you
all
understand what I'm
dumb.
saying.
Oh, the maze.
So basically, the way that this works, once they're there, they would know how to get back,
Okay.
as long as they're not really dumb. So, like, presumably, if you had one of them come with you, and then knew the way, he could come back and get everyone. As long as he stepped foot in Vormir, he would know how to get back.
Why don't you come?
I'm already going with your group.
Okay. I mean, I'm saying like you come. You're going to be in charge of her.
Guys, this is taking too long.
Listen,
Yeah.
I want to leave.
I
Father,
want to leave too, and
they're not letting us bring the whole tribe, but if I can bring one man, we can send him back once he knows the city and the route.
If Bonespar was here, we'd have him go with you. We left him up north. We told him to find you.
Uh-oh.
But if he can't, and he kind of gestures to the one that had pushed you in, Hector, you're with them. Come back once you find the city. And Hector nods and kind of gestures over to you. What are we doing with this one?
We'll take her with us.
In manacles?
Yes, in manacles.
Also,
Do you want your ears? We're gonna keep them. They look pretty good.
No,
Actually.
You should eat.
leave them for the clan.
Also, I'm not gonna
taking two of
guarantee
them
that your tribe is gonna be alive when we come back.
How far is it to Vormir?
3 days, maybe. It's weird with everything like a labyrinth like this. It could be shorter, it could be longer. But if she knows how to get there, how long? How many days?
Depends on if I'm going to be carried or in these shackles the whole time.
Carried.
She does have a point. I mean, what's she gonna do?
Take my ears off.
That's fair. Why don't we tie a
It
rope?
looks like
Let's tie a rope, tie a leash to her or
They're
something.
not good when they're fresh. You gotta wait for them to dry out.
So nasty.
It looks like she can move well enough in those shackles.
No, I would never eat your ears. Just in case, like even if I was really hungry.
Why don't you just ride on Thomir's back
Can we kill her?
soon?
We can kill her after we get to the.
But until then, we'll
It's the
keep her in
principle.
shackles.
It's the principle.
We'll tie a rope around her so she can keep pace with us.
What?
Well, at least we'll get those manacles off. It'll make you move quicker.
No, we'll keep the manacles on. We'll just
and
drag
the rope.
her along with us.
We're dragging. I thought she was leading. Are we leading her or
Oh, if
dragging?
she slows down too much, we'll drag her. She doesn't want to get lost in these woods either.
Okay.
I don't get lost in woods. I know these woods. I know how to get to that city.
All right.
I think we should just move. See what happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
can we fucking go?
Oh, there's a girl right there.
She's seen worse.
True.
She's eating. Don't bother her.
Didn't you already hand her her mother's head?
All right, Thom. Like I said,
She tried.
Your tribe will be
You never
alive.
know.
Okay.
Guys, can I talk to my father real quick?
Sure.
Go for it.
This fucking year.
Without you guys.
This year.
Without you
Sure,
guys. Can you guys
sure.
wait outside?
Yeah, we're leaving.
Stop.
Talk fast.
And,
And take
you
her
feel
too.
At that
Alright,
time,
bye.
Abigail tugs on your hand. I'm bored.
Have you eaten all your ear?
She's still like gnawing on one.
It'll be exciting soon. Don't worry.
Father, Bonespar attacked Thane's Stand with a group, including a giant. They
There
were
must be some mistake. Do you know this for sure?
yes, because he fought me personally.
What happened to him?
He
Is he still
died.
Did you kill him?
Ramaraz killed him.
He was the strongest of us. We left him back to find you. But apparently he found something else. I don't know. I need to think about this.
He also said that you had sent me away because of my powers.
I would be lying if I told you that that didn't have a part of it. We didn't know what was happening with you. And I know now that I made a grave mistake. And I'm sorry. But it seems like you're doing well for yourself. And maybe you'll be the one to save all of us. It's good to see you, son.
Well, here's a few daggers to help you fight and to try and hunt for food.
Food seems
Look-
like it's scarce, but
Look for smaller animals, squirrels and rabbits and such. They should be around.
yeah. Take care of yourself. And come back when you're done.
Stay alive.
Aw.
You too. So with that, you guys are leaving. Tang, none of your gear is currently on you. The bag is being taken along. Hector is going to have it. Your manacles are on, as well as a rope that is tied to you. Who is holding the rope?
Wouldn't have Hector.
Okay. With that, you guys enter into the woods. After only a couple hundred yards, all of you suddenly find yourselves disoriented. All of you, except for Tang, Nova, and Cypher. Looking back, you see that the forest behind you seems to have shifted. You don't see the way that you would come in. It's almost like you've been walking for hours, but it's only been a couple hundred yards. And these trees are massive. Even the smallest of them makes the biggest redwoods look like a twig. But with that, and with Tang leading the way, you continue your journey. There isn't much underbrush here, which gives you plenty of room to stretch out. There is some snow on the ground ahead of you, but the majority has settled on the canopy far, far above you, casting the majority of the forest into a deep shadow. You travel for the better part of a day, encountering very little on your journey. But just before sunfall, with Tang again leading this, you all stumble upon a ramshackle cabin in the middle of the woods. Its shutters have been tightly secured in an attempt to fend off the inclement weather, but the faint flicker of a fire dances in the cracks along the windows, front door, and cracks in the wooden planks. A light dusting of snow has found its way to the forest floor here, amplifying several times over the brilliant colors of the 24 paintings that surround it. Hanging from trees, small roofs have been constructed over top each of them, protecting them by invasion from above.
Should we knock on the cabin door?
I mean, it's getting dark, so maybe I kind of don't want to sleep out with, like, if there's things in the woods, you know?
Yeah.
Tang,
Yeah.
Miss Dwarf Lady, do you know what this place is?
No, I don't. It's not good.
Okay. So who wants to knock?
Me. I'll knock.
Okay. So, Matixia, as you walk up to the door, you kind of get a better idea, a better look at these pictures that are leading up to the front door. They're mostly nature scenes, like birds in flight, ants marching across the canvas, a babbling brook, a tree mid-sway. But as you continue looking from one to the next, you discover the once serene and peaceful topics steadily replaced by another, darker one. A bird, its corpse rotted and insides exposed. A brook, frozen and cracked. The reflection of something dead beneath the water's surface. A forest burning, fleeing wildlife in flames. And as you reach the very last picture before you get to the door, this one is on the door itself. You see one that stands out even further from the rest. One that features something other than the natural world. It's a portrait of a female druid with long, dark hair. And right before you begin to knock on the door, the smell of decay reaches your nostrils. But before you can investigate further, and as your hand makes contact with the door, the front door of the cabin is suddenly thrown open, revealing the same woman from the portrait. And she's holding a strange hollow rod contraption in her hands. Its tip is pointing at you, like she's standing right in the doorway.
Fuck!
State your business.
Whoa. We were just wondering if maybe you had a place for us to stay tonight. I can pay you.
Who are you? Who sent you?
No one sent us.
Who's out? Who else is out there?
It's just my friends. We're traveling.
Dark times to be traveling.
It is.
What brings you into these woods?
Travel.
Travel to Vormir.
You say from
Travel to Vormir!
Vormir, huh? There's a lot of stuff going on in that elven city right now. How can I know that you can be trusted?
Money.
I'm the king. Hello.
What?
I'm the king of Vormir.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I know. I'm with these guys.
She's kind of just looking across everyone, and she's like, "So you're the king?
I'm the king.
From where? The rumor is that the king and his son were killed.
I am the second son.
The one from up north."
Yes, ma'am.
Backs up, slams the door. You hear like a bunch of things like being rooted around from inside. It's a hoax! It's a fraud! There's a coup happening! It's snowing, and the second son, he's from somewhere up north, and you know what happens up north? It snows, and guess what? It's snowing here. You brought the things here.
Wait, what things?
The creatures.
What creatures?
The shadow creatures. I don't want to talk to you.
Here, talk to me. I'm
How about
nice.
another druid?
I'm nice. I'm not that charismatic, but I'm nice.
You're still standing right at the door. They're all behind you, like, talking. Like, yelling back and forth. You got, like, the best look, and you can
Don't forget
see
you have Abby with you.
Abby's still holding your hand. she's back with the rest of the crew. She's just, I'm cold. So behind where this woman was before she had closed the door, you had seen a bunch of papers and pictures and maps that were taped and pinned to the walls. Like, just a hodgepodge of something. You couldn't make out what it was, and there are strings running from all over the inside of the room. And then she closes the door, and you don't see any of that anymore.
She's a conspiracy.
Ma'am, we can pay you.
Your money's no good here. You're bringing the darkness in.
No. We're not doing that.
Roll for
Let us in.
persuasion.
Ma'am, we have a little girl here. She's cold.
That's a crisis actor.
Oh my god.
I'm nice. I'm gonna walk.
I'm
up
also
to
a
the door.
druid.
Ooh, nat 20
Are
plus
you
3.
fucking kidding me?
Suck it.
The door opens just a little bit of a crack. Okay, well, some of you can come in, but you have to put on these hats first. And you just see like a hand that like protrudes out where the crack in the door is, and it's like a tin foil metal kind of cone shaped hat.
Not that.
Ooh, what's your name, ma'am?
My name's Kara.
I knew it.
So you gonna put this on or what?
Of course. I'm already wearing it.
And then she starts handing you more. She's like, I want everyone out there to wear one of these. And then she hands you an extra one, and she's like, make that elven king put on 2 of them.
I put on 2 of my hats.
I put on my hat.
Hey,
Okay.
Jeff, are you wearing this one over or under your fancy hat?
That's a good question. I'm gonna put away my colored hat for now. I'm gonna put it on back later, but I'm taking the hat off and I'm putting this one on. It's not as nice, but this lady seems crazy, so I'm gonna listen to her.
Wait, it's
Okay.
one for the team.
You get handed a hat as well.
Can she reach her head?
Hector actually just throws it right on your head. Just and then he's like kind of looking at the rest of you. He's like, "Are you serious? You want me to put this thing on?"
Yes.
You're the son of our leader, I guess, so this is weird. So he throws it on. And after you all have it on, like a moment passes, and then the door to the cabin opens up, and you guys can now see as you're all kind of walking up what I had previously described to her, where there's just papers littered all over the walls and the floor and strings that are like attached to like tacks and nails that are just running from one location to the next.
I'm gonna whisper to Thorny and think we should sleep in shifts.
Whose fucking idea was this? I don't whisper that.
Okay, so you guys are all going inside?
Yes.
Okay, so you all enter, and you see more unfinished paintings kind of in the center of the room and off to the sides. It looks like they were abruptly stopped halfway through their creation and just thrown aside to make way for this new project where there's just papers and everything spread out. And Kara, watching you guys the entire time, Cypher, you especially, takes a seat on the far end of this room. And like the cabin itself isn't incredibly large. It's barely large enough to accommodate to all of you guys. But she points this weird metal contraption at you and at Garrett just the whole time. Have a seat.
Okay.
So, what you got there?
What are you talking about?
That thing you're holding.
Boomstick.
Boomstick. Did you make it?
Make a lot of things.
Alright, enough with the chit chat. What are you doing here? What are you doing in this part of the woods?
I came from the Sunstone Academy. I was an art student there. I don't know if you know about the war. Of course you know about the war. Everyone knows about the war. It was starting to encroach, getting closer and closer to the academy, and that's why I ended up having to leave. And I thought, come out to a cabin in the woods. No one's going to bother me here.
So you said something about the elvish kingdom. What is going on exactly?
Oh, you know.
I do know, but can you elaborate? I want to know from
How
your
about this?
perspective.
How about I ask you a question, and you answer it, and you ask me a question, and I answer it, and we go back and forth.
Okay, sounds fair.
Why is the snow falling? It hasn't been winter here in years.
You know what? That's a good question. I honestly, I don't know, lady.
Because I think you brought it.
I brought it.
Yeah?
Well, I'm not magical, so there's no fucking way for me to make it snow.
Yeah, but Zirdak is magical.
Who would have?
And she's like looking at you, like trying to see if that had any kind of reaction.
Who is that?
So you guys are aware of this name. You had heard it once before. It's also the name of the Frigid Doom.
Ooh.
You made a pact with him, didn't you? He gave you powers of the snow. I'm on to you.
Lady?
And they're saying that the Elven King and his son are dead. That's what they want us to think. My guess, it's all an inside job.
Lady,
They know that you're coming for him, and they want to
Lady,
close the place
I
down.
haven't been in my kingdom in like 30 years.
Yeah, I know. You're angry because they exiled you. They kicked you out.
I left.
And so you made a pact. Now you gathered an army of darkness, and you're heading on south to take it. Am I right or am I right?
Well, you're neither. You're wrong. I can't talk to her. Can someone else talk to her?
What was the name?
Zirdak.
Zirdak.
The
Can we just
Frigid
kill her
Doom.
and keep this house?
What?
Are you saying that out loud?
No.
Are you good? Like,
Good.
Yeah.
you're good?
I'm okay. I'm
Abigail
chaotic
tugs on
neutral.
your hand. I don't like this lady. I think we should kill her and take the house. We should eat her ears.
Wait, is she an elf?
She's not. She's a human.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
My stomach has the rumblies that only ears will satisfy.
I guess we could kill her. I don't know.
So you realize that you had gone through something very a transition very similar to this after the death of your parents, where you were just really edgy.
I really wanted to eat ears. What is this druid?
She's an emo phase.
What is she? What
human.
race is?
She's a human.
Okay. Abigail's a human, right?
Yes. Do you want to adopt this?
You know what? I'll attack Kara. Why not? Abby wants her ears. She's hungry.
Go ahead and just roll for attack.
I rolled a 1.
I am going to allow you to roll twice because it's technically considered a surprise attack.
How many gets bad?
It hit my plate again, but I rolled a 17. And my hit's 5, so 22.
So you hit her. What are you doing? First of all, roll for damage and then tell me what you're doing.
Thank you.
Alright, so I'm gonna hit her with my battle axe. Damage is 14. And I'm just gonna I'll go for the head.
Okay. So you bring your battle axe down, and she catches your movement just before you bring it all the way down, and she attempts to move off to her right, and instead of just cleaving her head down the center, you kind of go off to the side a little bit, digging your axe deeply into her left shoulder, almost taking the arm off entirely.
Oh,
and
shit.
Her arm,
What are you
The rest
doing?
of you guys are just watching this.
What the hell?
You're freaked out because they just wanted to have a place to stay, and they walked in and murdered this. But so she's not dead yet. With her other hand on the boomstick and you right in front of her, she pulls the trigger.
Don't I get 2 attacks?
You do. Go ahead and roll to attack again. You're not rolling with advantage on this one because the surprise is up. She's aware of your presence.
14?
Motherfucker. Roll for damage.
8.
You pull it back out and swing again. This time your weapon finds its mark, and the gun drops from her hands. There's a loud thud as it hits the ground, and it goes off. Tazaruk, you take 18 points of damage as a loud, thunderous roar fills the entirety of the cabin. You guys all almost feel your eardrums explode because of how loud this thing is. You all jump collectively because you were not expecting this. You take this shot to your upper thigh. It takes a good chunk out of your leg, which takes you down to one knee.
I'm taking the boomstick.
And the weapon is now just laying on
I'm
the
taking
ground.
it. I want to take it.
Yeah, you pick it up.
Is she
I am
dead?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I am rolling on the ground screaming in pain.
I'm gonna run over to
Because I just
Taz.
got part of my leg.
Alright, I'm gonna grab parts of her body and start cooking her in the fire. You want chaotic evil!
Fuck was that? Look at my leg.
I can run over and
Here, put his
heal
other piece of his leg in the
Give me
box.
that
Taz
back.
real quick.
Yep, go ahead and do that.
Here,
It's going to be
have a health potion.
So here's what's happening.
a 4th level.
Matixia, you guys are now erupting into chaos, and Hector, Jeff, and Garrick are like, what the fuck? As you repeatedly swing on what's now a very dead body, cutting it into pieces, smaller sizes, that would be good enough, portion sizes.
So 7.
You guys
She
hungry?
gave me a health potion.
And she is healing you.
Oh, she's healing me? Sweet.
She said
I'll
it
hang
first.
on to that.
12.
12 points. Okay, I'll take it.
12 points back.
All right, so you witness all of this
I
happen.
know.
It'll roll.
You realize
worried about me and
the
the
group that you were with are psychopaths.
That shit crazy they are.
And there is blood now all over the cabin, all over the floors especially, but also on some of the papers that are on the walls and the floor.
I'm gonna examine the papers. I want to know what this whole thing is.
All right.
Do I need to roll perception?
Yeah, roll
or
investigation.
Investigation.
Are we going to sleep in his blood?
Yeah, we are.
Is there a bedroom? Do we even know?
20,
if she
but
has-
not
If you wait
natural.
long enough for
Okay.
the plot, we can just sweep it away.
So, looking over these papers, you get the idea that there's a lot going on here. Everything from pictures that indicate that she believes that the world is flat to pictures of like dots in the sky with like several circles around them and like UFO written next to them. You find other papers that describe in way too much detail demon-worshipping aliens that kidnap children and force them into a sex cult. For some reason, that's a part of this. But amongst that, you also find papers that detail this theory that she has that the frigid doom, Zirdak, is currently trapped between worlds, between our plane and one of the other planes, and his struggle to free himself from this position is widening the cracks between the planes, which is allowing more magic to seep into this world. And you find a whole lot that describes this theory that she has about him returning home with this army to kill his father and brother so then he could take what he believes to be his rightful claim at the throne, and just a whole bunch of crazy shit.
Why?
Okay, search the house.
Yeah, you can roll for another investigation.
Why'd you do that?
I would like to search the house as well. If that's okay.
Aren't you
Damn it,
hungry?
I got a 5.
I say as I'm...
5. You don't see a
Cooking your
whole
limbs
lot
over the
else.
fire?
Some cookware. You find a surprising amount of pig hearts, like exclusively pig hearts. It's like this girl ate nothing else except for pig hearts.
Ooh, this dude.
And as you're investigating, and you get that smell of decay that she had smelled prior to going in the house, and you guys have kind of been getting wafts of it here and there. Looking out the back window and looking down, you see like a gut pile of what used to be various animals, and all of their hearts are in like a ice box essentially in this house. This lady was wild.
Is that significant?
No.
I'm glad that we
Wait.
killed her.
Are the pigs like edible
You're
stuff,
welcome.
or
They are pretty well
Anyone
decayed.
want the arm?
With the onset of
I'm gonna
the
eat the
frost
leg.
and the cold, they look like, if cooked
little
long
more
enough, they could be
meat.
edible.
Yeah.
But it might not be something you're willing to risk.
So am I good to look around the house as well?
Sure. What are the rest of you guys doing? Tang, what's going on with you right now?
I'm handing Abby some cooked ears.
Dude, I'm looking at everybody saying,
Fuck.
"How am I gonna get out of this one? I need to get out of here."
It would probably be good to be nicer to us.
22.
Especially
22?
you.
So following in Thamir's footsteps, you look through this house,
Abby's hungry.
Abby's
looking
so
under
nice.
beds, looking underneath
I'm
some of
gonna
this
be nice to
paper.
Abby.
You discover the same stuff that he did regarding all of these way out of left field theories that this
Yeah,
woman
be
had.
nice to Abby.
And you also find
She
a
decides
series of
that she wants to
like
you.
scrapbooks that have just very detailed drawings. I mean, she's very, very talented with what she had done prior to this. You also find a booklet full of what looked like to be blueprints for her boomstick, like a earlier prototype of it, and some other like contraptions, blueprints for contraptions and things that she had in there as well.
Do I notice anything in the scrapbooks in particular? Any sort of art?
What you
that
looking at?
stands out?
They're all nature scenes. None of them feature any people. It's just animals and wildlife.
what you looking at?
Well, I found some conspiracy theory shit that's just weird conspiracy theories. Scrapbook, we could burn it. And
Well, what's in the
keep fire
scrapbook?
going. Pictures of nature. She drew them. Not like it's worth anything now.
Well, can I have it?
I guess.
I'll take it.
All right.
Looking through them, you find a bunch of animals that you previously cataloged, as well as some new ones that you might want to add to your bestiary.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay.
I also found
So after cutting up this, what are you two doing with all of
Where's
this?
the blueprints?
Garrick's like, are these the people you associate with?
Where's the blueprint?
There's a
I'm not in-
plan
Where's that?
in the works.
He's in the
I
window.
am like
We're off
picking
inside.
apart the hand, trying to eat it. But I find it disgusting because it's a human hand.
Yeah, I don't eat flesh.
Tang, are you eating any of this murder
No,
fresh?
I don't eat humans. That's disgusting.
She says that she snacks on one of the two
Oh,
ears she had
elves.
taken from earlier.
I know.
I want to do this.
Oh, okay.
I do want to do that before everybody starts eating food.
Before you guys begin to chow down on the freshly cooked remains of Kara, the food before you becomes cleaner and healthier looking. And kind of looking about the room, all of your eyes almost simultaneously fall on Tang, who is in kind of the back corner, watching a lot of what has been previously happening, and she's muttering something underneath her breath. Hector takes a step forward to kind of stop whatever this is, but Jeff kind of holds out a hand. No, she's cleaning the food, I think. and she purified your human meat to make sure that it was free of diseases and anything that it could have been carried.
Still going to eat my rations and nothing.
I purified it, so now I'm eating it.
Oh, so then you eat it.
Then I eat it.
And Abigail is eating this with you, and she's like, I like you.
She digs her fingernail out.
Is anyone else doing anything before you all turn in for the night?
We're just going to set up a watch.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jeff is largely covered in blood from when you were reeling this axe back repeatedly, because there was all of that blood that was just scattering all over the place, largely on him. And he's just like, and he takes off his hat and puts back on his colored one. I need to sleep and repress this. No, but you shouldn't be eating that. That's a
hungry.
human hand.
I know.
Please stop.
Okay. I'm just
You
hungry.
carry our rations with us.
All right, so
Yeah,
this is chapter 8. The gang becomes cannibals.
We're eating humans.
None of us are human.
None of us.
You guys all go to sleep. We're alternating watches over the course of the night, but I want one person to roll me a perception check to see how it goes over the course of the night.
Well, me and her only need 4 hours.
That's fine. If one of you guys want to roll, that's fine.
12.
The forest outside is very still. Every once in a while, you can hear the creaking of a distant tree or a breeze softly going through some of the branches. There's a couple times you're kind of startled because there's like a sound of a crunching twig or leaf. But outside of that, nothing seems to bother you guys over the night. There's a fire burning in the hearth. You guys are warm through the night. You guys sleep full night. You're back up to full everything.
No.
Nova, at some point over the course of the night, Jeff kind of leans into you. So is this like that schizophrenia thing you were talking about? The Nova that I know would not be eating hands.
What hand? What are you talking about?
You're right. I'm gonna repress that. All right. The following morning comes. It's almost just as dark during the day in this forest as it is at night because of how shadowed it is with the snow on top of the canopy. But as you guys gather your stuff, and are you packing up any extra human with your rations?
Yeah, why not? We'll take whatever's left.
Can I create a torch from one of the logs in the fire?
Sure.
Cool.
And with that, you guys set out. Tank still leading. You guys travel for most of the next 2 days, actually, before reaching your destination. So Tang leads you guys to like a clearing in the woods, a very large clearing. And in the center of that clearing is kind of a hole, kind of a cave. It's a little bit elevated, but for the most part, it's almost flush with the ground, and it descends downward. Cypher, you realize, and you know that Vormir, in addition to being a city that exists on the treetops, also has a series of underground tunnels in order for their soldiers to get from one location to another without being seen. And that's where Tang leads you guys. The entrance to this giant pit, this hole in the ground, is massive. Like, it looks like it would almost fit one of the trees across. That's how large this hole is. And as you approach, you realize, in addition to the snow that's on the ground in this area, there is what starts as a light fog around this area. As you get closer, it becomes a lot darker and deeper, a lot thicker. And the snow, as you get closer, is thawing out around the entrance of this cave. There is like this sulfuric smell that reaches your nostrils as you enter into the fog, and it reeks of decomposition and hard water with the sulfuric smell kind of mixed in.
I'm going to light a stick on fire and throw it down the hole.
Okay. The way it kind of goes out, it's like a tunnel. So you throw it down, it goes about 10, 15 feet down before the tunnel like evens out. So you just hear it.
I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't flammable, the gas.
It's not. It's not. Good call.
Alright, I'm going to create a couple more torches with the
Okay.
one that I'm holding. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So you light some torches, pass them around.
and take a few extra sticks with me.
Okay.
I have a torch of my own, so I'll just light it off.
Sorry.
Same.
I guess you can waste your torch.
Before you guys go in, Jeff turns to Tang. So what's your deal exactly? Like, why are you here in this forest?
I was exiled from my family. And I've lived in these woods for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, we have a lot of exiles in our group. Like Cypher left because he wanted to. Your dad said he didn't love you, right?
Wow, Jeff.
Tazarik's whole family died. Oh, Matixia's... I don't know about her family.
Oh, what about Abby's family?
Oh.
Abigail's family's very dead.
Did she hear this?
She's like, they're dead? She knows.
Hey, Jeff, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm just, we're traveling with you. We've been traveling with you for a couple days now. I just, aren't you guys at least a little bit curious as to who's guiding us? Like, I don't know. What's your sign?
Well, before Jack Wagons over there got a hold of me, I was trying to heal myself because I had been captured by some
Elves.
But then
Why did they
I got
capture
away.
you?
Well, they saw me before I saw them.
Oh.
I saw them from a distance.
They can be pretty cunning, those elves. In a good way.
Don't like strangers.
Yeah, no. I
So
got
when you
that.
saw these elves, you telling me you single-handedly took out these elves?
No. I escaped.
And you came back to take their gear?
No. Shut up and let me tell my story.
Okay.
So then these big, huge people captured me. And that's why I'm here. Trying to find somebody else like me. And now I'm stuck with you.
Well,
Like you as in a dwarf, or like you as in something else?
Huh?
You said you're looking for people like you.
Other dwarves.
I was gonna say, because we're kind of like a ragtag team of troublemakers, so if you wanted to, like...
Blood-cold murderers.
At what time did you get a chance to take the ears?
Before
Right
We captured
before
her.
they got me. That's why they're still in my bag. I didn't get to the market to sell them.
Well, now my tribe's eating them, so.
Well, I saved two.
Only one at this point, because you did eat one.
Yeah.
So you escaped, and then you went back.
From the elves, and I was on my own, and then I ran across this camp. These poor people, they were already dead.
So other elves.
Other elves, not the ones that had me.
Did these elves have armor?
Is she bullshitting us?
Did
Can I
Inside
roll
check.
for something?
Yeah, roll an insight check. They had the same armor.
They did have the same.
Ooh, nat 20.
Natural 20. She's telling the truth.
Oh, well, what a waste.
She's very good at getting captured.
Alright, let's fucking go.
Alright, let's go into this deep, dark, scary hole.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Alright. I'm going to need a marching order. Tang, you're leading. Because, like, you're leading them.
Then Hector.
It's a wide hole. If you guys want to go in, like, two
Let's
abreast
stack.
or three abreast.
I'll go next to Hector.
Let's stack up.
I'd like to be somewhere in the middle with
What is
Abby.
this?
So-
2x2, 3x3, 7x1.
7 by 1. Just walk in a straight line.
So I do know this tunnel, right?
It's
Kind of.
1, 2,
You-
3,
you know
4,
of
5,
it.
6,
Roll me an investigation check.
You know,
7,
it's 5
8.
and
It's
1.
9 people.
What?
17.
Getting closer to it,
Yeah.
it looks like based on the shape of it that it is, and like the size, it is natural, but bits of it have been chipped away by hand to make it smoother and cleaner, I guess. Like, so instead of just being like a jagged entrance to a hole, it's like a almost perfectly circular entrance, like tunnel way.
I'm in the back.
With Garrick.
Yeah, Garrett.
We should do 3, 3, and 3 because there's 9 of us.
I'll be in the back with them.
I'll go in the middle.
Then Jeff is probably in the middle with them.
I just like.
Jeff is next to Nova, wherever Nova is.
I am second to last in the back.
Consider him the muscle.
Okay, so I kind of so it's 1, 2, 2, 2, 3.
That works.
So I can make it.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys press your way into this tunnel. It's a little bit slippery, but you all Stop.
So we penetrate this slippery, deep, dark hole.
And you continue down this hole for maybe a quarter of a mile to a half mile, and it's a lot warmer, the inside of this tunnel, than the outside.
This is your fault.
It's very wet.
You know what you did.
Guys, I think we're only going to last about 30 seconds.
Giving you inspiration.
Yeah.
Because that was really good. That was good. As you guys push deeper into this, I don't know.
What, step by step or inch by inch?
As you inch your way into the hole,
Tree.
more of this acrid fog surrounds you to the point where it's difficult to see too much further ahead. The sulfuric smell is almost overwhelming at this point. Tang, you know what lies ahead. Is there anything that you want to do?
Emily, I'm going to hand you a hand axe to give to her.
Okay.
I'm going to say, I think the little one should be able to protect herself.
All right. I'm going to hand her the hand axe, and I'm like,
We just have
you know how to use
Do
this?
something, roll sleight of hand, and see if you can get out of that.
So
I'm going to give that with advantage because we're going to say that you've had time to work on them.
If you roll a natural 20 like you just did,
people in the town, they used
That's
to use it to like cut
automatic.
up meat and stuff.
yeah, that's pretty much
guaranteed.
what you
That's
do, so-
kind of like
Like,
what you're
an automatic
doing.
success.
You just
for whatever
cut up
for
the
something
bad
you're
guy.
trying to do. If you roll a,
good. Use that.
it's called a critical one. That
So she grabs it. It's so heavy for her that she is using it with two hands.
If you ever
But
roll
she just
just a
is
straight
clutching
20,
it very tightly to her
just say
chest, and her eyes are just darting around. And
Nat 20.
natural 20. No one else sees this. But over the course of the day leading into this, and it happens at this moment, you are able to work yourself free of the shackles on your hands. You still have the rope tied to you.
Don't I have them on my feet too?
You wouldn't have been able to walk in a way that made sense. So they're on your hands, and then you had the rope on you.
Off or undone where they can't see they're off?
They're undone, you're still holding them. So it looks like they're still on. So you guys continue down this cave, like I said, about a quarter to half a mile. And it suddenly gets very quiet. Where before you were hearing like the dripping of water from the top of this cave, suddenly there's nothing. It's just complete silence. You can hear like a little bit of the crackling of the fire of the torches. And you suddenly feel this wind at your back being drawn forward. It actually kind of makes you jolt a little bit forward, and then the wind goes back, and you kind of lean back. And this happens once or twice.
Was that a breath?
And then
Yeah, something breathing.
you guys hear at the end of the cave this deep, rumbly voice. Who disturbs my slumber?
It's
Did
a
she
fucking
purposely lead us into a dragon's cave?
Tang, what is this?
There's a moment, and suddenly there is this sickening green light that takes to the fog around you that illuminates the inside of this cave. And at the end, where this voice originated from, is a large, adult green dragon.
I'm gonna yell out, wait, in Draconic.
Oh,
Do me a favor. Roll for persuasion.
13.
There's this pause, and at the end, you just hear, "You're so small." And then you hear, as more gusts of wind come down the tunnel towards you guys' directions, and you just hear this thing's large feet scraping against the ground, starting off as a small walk, and then very quickly running your direction.
Are we running back?
What are you doing?
She set us up.
How big is the tunnel?
Massive.
I'm gonna ask Tang. Did you lead us here on purpose?
It's like maybe 200. It's like 200 feet tall, roughly 250 feet wide. Hector's right behind you, so if you wanted to turn around and go after him, you could.
Okay, so that and then that.
If you get to it. So is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, roll it with advantage, because he is very distracted right now because there is a dragon currently barreling toward all of you. I want everyone to roll me initiative, by the way.
11.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d20 again.
So I'm not at a point where I can attack someone.
Thamir is currently between you and Tang.
I didn't say Tang.
Who do you want to attack?
Tang.
You can, if you have a ranged weapon, throw it over everybody and try to get the dragon as it's rushing toward you. Outside of that, unless you maneuver yourself around them.
So if I have a ranged weapon, I can throw it now, even if my initiative is
you
low?
will be when it's time for initiative. So
All
right
right.
now, there's not, depending on what you roll, there's not really a whole lot you can do.
Why'd you do it, Tang? Why'd you do it?
All right, 20 to 25.
Anyone?
No.
Nope.
15 to 20.
I got a 15.
16.
19.
10 to 15.
Fuck, Emily.
5 to 10. 0 to 5.
I'm at 5.
Okay. Tang, you're starting this one off. You turn around as all this is happening. Your shackles, are you holding them? Do you want to use them as a weapon?
I am holding them, yes, because I'm
Okay.
going to knock somebody in the head with them.
Sure. So you turn around and you take a swing at Hector, who is currently standing behind you, with the rope still tied to your waist. And his hand, one of them is on that, the other one is currently on a torch, so he has no free hands at the moment. You swing at him kind of with your hands, but with the manacles still in them, and he kind of brings his hands up and tries to block them from you. The two of you are currently considered grapples. So you're just kind of wrestling with one another. You do in that time as a bonus action yell out what you wanted to that dragon. It's in Undercommon. Does anyone here speak Undercommon?
Undercommon.
Under.
Damn, celestial calm and deep speech.
Tracy! You're kind of grappling, but none of you have the fine motor function to grab one another because you each have things currently situated in your hands.
Okay.
So, Cypher.
She set us up! She set us up! She set us up!
He yells as a bonus action.
What are you doing about it, though?
I ain't taking out my bow.
Okay?
I'm gonna
You're in the back.
Didn't we try to kill
Who are
the
you shooting
dragon?
There is currently Nova, Jeff, Matixia, Abigail,
The
Thamir, and
active
Hector between you and both Tang and the Beast. You're in the very back.
I guess I can't really do much.
You can try to work around them. There's room enough for all of you to be standing shoulder to
So
shoulder.
if I move like a little left and I do like one of those bows things,
You can use them.
Is she currently trying to hit us?
Yeah, you want to go around everyone?
I'm gonna
No,
fire a
understood.
bow, full force, down this tunnel.
Okay, go ahead and roll for
Wait,
attack.
but I don't want to hit anyone. So
Wait a minute. I just purified your food from disease and shit, and you're going to try to kill me after I just screamed something that you don't know?
Okay, ask her what she screamed.
What'd you yell out?
None of your business.
Oh my god!
Okay, then she set us up. Kill her.
Alright, you go around. You don't have time for the full conversation, so you run around the side, off to the left or off to the right.
Right. Firing down, avoiding everyone, hopefully.
Okay, so you use the entirety of your movement speed to get around everybody. Are you going just around, or are you going around and up to go up to like equivalent with Thamir and Hector and everyone, or are you staying kind of toward the back?
Towards the back, because I don't want to go up
Okay, go ahead and roll for attack.
Because you're
there.
shady.
16.
So 23.
That hits.
8.
12. 12 damage.
12 damage. Very nice. So your arrow almost disappears into the darkness. Like, it's a very pale green that's being illuminated by this fog and whatever this creature had cast. And it kind of disappears for half a second. You hear it thud something, and you hear like another one of those as the creature continues, as this dragon continues barreling toward you. It did not seem to slow it whatsoever.
Damn, I should have used Hunter's Mark. Yeah, so I'll use it on my next turn.
Yep, that's fine. I actually want everyone here, as the creature is getting closer to you, to roll me a wisdom saving throw. Except Tang.
26.
I got
Jesus.
13.
Okay.
16.
21.
I rolled an 8.
Damn, I got 16 exactly.
Garrick.
Oh, don't.
Jeff rolled a natural 20. And Hector. And Garrick.
What did Gary get?
Okay. As this creature gets closer to you, you can see more of its form and the way that it almost fills the section of the tunnel that it's going down. You guys just feel, for those of you that rolled under a 14, so Matixia, Tazaruk, and Garrick, and Abigail, because of course, just feel this overwhelming panic and fear wash over you. You are able to hold your ground, but you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws for a minute, and you cannot actively move toward this creature.
Can we move at all?
Yeah, you can move away from it or to the sides, but you can't move closer to this thing that is terrifying you.
Yeah.
Nova, it's your turn.
Can I use my inspiration to negate that?
You can roll again. See if you can beat 16 this time.
Nope.
All right.
I'm sorry.
So-
It's frightful presence. That's what this thing has. Nova.
So I want to create 40 gallons of water and have it rain pour on all of us so that no fire is on us because it's a
Before you do, roll me an intelligence check.
10.
Yeah, it's a dragon. Makes sense. So you cast it. So all of you immediately become soaked as 1040?
40.
What level?
I'm
What
sorry.
level are you casting that at?
Fourth
go
level.
back to
I thought it was a good idea.
Oh my god! As she casts, is that your only 4th level spell?
No.
All of you just immediately become soaked, like to the bone, as 40 gallons of water just. It's like when you're at like Cannibals or something, and the sploosh or whatever gets you.
It's
I
a
love
green
cannibals.
dragon. He doesn't use fire.
You can't say that. Thumir.
No.
I am going to cast Earthbind. He needs a strength saving throw of 14.
17 plus 6.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
So you cast this, and root-shaped magical tendrils like come in from all the rocks and attempt to grapple this thing, and it just barrels right through them. Nothing right now is stopping this creature from reaching you. It is Jeff's turn.
Wait, can I use a
Are you doing anything?
bonus action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to use Step of the Wind to, using 1 key point to dash forward.
Okay. So you are moving forward at twice your movement speed.
Yeah, so my movement
So you're moving
speed is
60 feet up ahead of everybody else.
Yes.
Holy shit. All right. The rest of you see Thomir just sprint past the rest of you. He's like a blur in your peripheral as he runs ahead of everyone by a good 45 to 50 feet.
How close am I to the dragon now?
It's going to be on you on its turn. So it's
its
like,
turn?
yeah, it's like you're within 30 feet of this thing now.
That means it's close to us.
Wait, can I go 40 feet instead of 60?
80 feet.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. I'm doing it. So as you are running forward, Jeff, you feel this sense of energy wash over you. Jeff is going to cast Death Ward on you, so if you do drop down to 0 hit points, you don't go unconscious. You just go back up to 1. So that gives you like a chance, I guess. And he's just going to be like, oh shit. I mean crap. I mean shit. This is definitely a shit moment.
This is great because Andrew really wanted to kill you.
Okay, and Kazric.
I can step to the side.
Yes. Yeah, you just can't go directly toward the creature.
I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast at the dragon. The range is 120 feet. 10 does not hit.
Everyone else, you guys see out of the corner of your eye and up ahead this dark beam of energy originate from somewhere behind you before disappearing into the darkness ahead. It collides with the wall. You hear like a metallic, almost scraping sound and a faint explosion that echoes down, but it doesn't seem to make contact.
So that's my first attack.
Mhm.
My second attack, I'm just going to launch a javelin. The max range is 120,
Okay.
but the actual range is 30. So is that disadvantage or is it half damage if I hit?
So I'm going to consider it half damage, but you're also throwing with disadvantage because you're frightened. You're visibly shaking.
21.
Okay. Oh, that hits. Awesome. And then when you're done, I want you to roll me another wisdom saving throw to see
So
if you
that's-
can shake the fright.
10 and half is 5. 5 damage. And then a wisdom saving. Nope. Same roll.
Same thing.
Yeah.
You attempt to shake this, but it's in vain. It is now the dragon's turn. And it is rushing toward you. And it is going to do... It has a multi-attack. So it's coming after you with its claws and its bite. First to hit is 17. Second to hit is 13.
No.
Third to hit is 24.
Jesus.
The fuck?
We're not sure, right?
You take 33 points of
Is it
piercing
time for
and
attack
slashing damage.
What? Use Stone's Endurance to D12?
Yes.
11 plus 2, so 13.
Okay, so you take, what is that, 19? You take 19 points of slashing and piercing damage as pain that you have never felt before washes over you. You are seeing red. Garrick is going to a longbow. He's going to go off behind where Cypher is, and he's going to take a shot at this thing, but he's also doing it with disadvantage. Fuck, it was a natural 19 on the first and then a 2 on the second. So he tries to fire, but he is shaking so much that it goes off and just hits the cave wall. And you can hear Cypher, him behind you, just, I'm sorry.
Should be.
Matixia.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna take Abby, and we're gonna go.
Okay, so you grab a hold of Abby's wrist and you start heading that direction. Everyone else has moved kind of off to the side, so there's no one between you and the exit. So you're taking off. Are you dashing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you grab this girl. You start to run, and you realize that you are moving a lot quicker than she is. Are you picking her up to move, or are you just pulling her, like, dislocating that arm?
I'm gonna pick her up.
Okay, so you pick her up. Since she is in your arms, you're going to be moving a little bit slower. So we're going to say you get 45 feet back toward the entrance. You're now, like, all this chaos is now to your rear. And Abigail is just, like, shaking in your arms because the same fear that has washed over you and Tazaruk has washed over her.
Should I roll another saving throw, or does it not matter?
Yeah, you can roll ahead. Go ahead and roll another saving throw.
Oh,
Natural 20. You shake it. As you're running away and this horrible visage is now at your rear, you, like, the fear is gone away. And, like, now that this girl's in your arms as well, you realize that you have bigger responsibilities.
Aww. Emily has emotions.
I'm training a killer.
Yeah, that's what it is. Tang, it's back to you. So you are currently locked with Hector.
Did Hector fight back?
They're
Yes,
grappled.
They're currently grappled. He rolled really low. And actually, if since we're now grappled, if you are fighting with him, you guys are going to do a contested strength.
Isn't Hector a Goliath?
He is. So he has a considerably higher modifier.
17.
He only rolled a 13. He had a +6. You had a +0, but you still rolled higher than he did. Well, it's all that power, like, it's centralized. So you're fighting with him. You get to the point where you actually take him to the ground, and your bag is now in your hand. You're able to wrestle that free from him. As a bonus action, you are going to pull out your weapons that are on there. You can now use that in future moves. Are you doing anything else with your turn? You have a movement speed. You can either move 30... You can move 30 feet in any direction.
Towards the dragon.
You're heading that direction then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to move 30 feet that direction. You are coming up right next to, we're going to say a little bit behind Thamir, because he is currently locked with this dragon, so you're kind of coming up on his rear. And then with that, you can do whatever you want. On your following turn, Hector, he already did his stuff. He's going to spend his movement speed just standing and kind of like shaking off the fact that he just got his ass kicked by this dwarf. Cypher.
When I took the boomstick, how much ammo did it have in it?
1.
So I only have 1 bullet left?
Yes. And you are not proficient with this weapon.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up Matixia. I'm leaving with Garrick.
So you grab Garrick and you start heading that direction. You can't do what she did and lift him in your arm. I mean, you could try.
No, I'm just telling him, we got to go. I'm not holding his hand.
Okay, so you just grab him and you're like, we're dipping.
Yeah.
You're starting to head out.
that?
You're starting to head out that direction. Okay.
She has no room.
What are you doing with anything? Any speed? Any?
Misty Step.
Yeah, you
Fucker,
said
what's the distance?
That's how she met her boyfriend.
As a bonus action, correct?
Yes.
You
Okay.
said that's how she met her
You
boyfriend. Super nerd.
Disappear from that in like a puff of smoke and then reappear in another puff of smoke right next to Matixia. You see him just appear next to you. You guys share this look like, yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting out of here. All right. Are you doing? You have a movement speed still. If you want to keep
I'm
moving.
still running.
Okay. And so he poofs next to you and then just like looks at you and then just continues sprinting.
So I'm 30 feet ahead of you.
Hey,
now.
your little elfish friend.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Nova and Thamir, you're on deck.
Oh yeah, I'm doing my dash.
Everyone's leaving.
Yeah.
We use
I'm
you.
still with
You know, you could shapeshift and run pretty quickly too.
And I'm moving 60 feet.
And Jeff, because he's standing next to you, looks at you take off. Nova, what are you? Okay. Thamir.
I'm going to cast Meld into Stone.
Wow.
I'm going to dive underneath and dive into the stone.
You don't
We
know
don't know
that.
that.
I am going to get an opportunity attack, but it's not going to get a multi-attack. This is going to get a single swing at you.
Start making assumptions.
But do you know whether
17.
I put a curse?
15, 21 points
know
of
is that.
All we
damage.
know is that you led us into a dragon.
As you
Right.
meld
Who knew the dragon
into the
was there or
snow.
not,
Tang, you
but
see this because he's right ahead of
I'm
you.
sorry.
Where there was this large Goliath just one-on-one
there's no-
fighting this dragon, he just suddenly melts into the ground in front of you, just his clothing, his weapons, everything, just into the stone. And now it is you facing this dragon.
You made your bed.
Jeff is looking at you, Tazaruk, and he's seeing like everyone else is running around him, and he notices that you're not going anywhere at this point. So he's going to stay. Jeff brings his hands together, and no one is close enough him to witness this, but there is like a blackness that fills his hands and around his body, and he manifests one of those spirit creatures that you had found outside of your room that one day between you and the dragon. And it's just, they're just snarling back and forth at one another now. And then Jeff is, just as a bonus action, going to look to you, Tazaruk, and say, "Oh, everyone's running, what are we doing?" And it is your turn.
Well, if we run, it's gonna chase us because we're the only ones left. So we might as well stay and fight. How far is this thing from me?
70 feet, because you haven't moved yet.
So the thing is in front of me. I'm guessing it's blocking my view, so I'd have to move to the side again in order to attack the dragon from the distance on that.
It's not directly ahead of you. It's like,
Okay.
yeah, you can shoot around it.
Okay. I'm gonna try Eldritch Blast again
Okay, go ahead and roll.
because I have 2.
For the sake of this, you can roll Eldritch Blast once in addition to whatever your normal action would be.
Okay, so it's an attack. So I get
It
2
is.
attacks per action.
Yes.
So, I can
So it'd be
use that
one of your
as
2
one of
attacks.
my
Correct.
Okay. I'm rolling with disadvantages. Again.
Yes.
Well, the first one I missed. And I'm gonna try launch another javelin at it.
You that damn number.
13.
That's a miss. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw. See if you can fight
There
this
we go,
shake.
17.
Yes? Okay, finally, with Jeff bravely at your side, you were able to fight away this fear and take
Do I
charge
still
once
have
again
a
of
bonus
yourself.
action?
Yes.
I'm gonna rage.
Okay. So it's funny, if you had raged initially, you would have been immune to fright.
Which is exactly what Johan told you to do.
Didn't I say you better rage, didn't I?
The reason why I didn't rage originally is I can't cast spells if I rage.
Well, you're doing a pretty shitty job of casting spells anyway.
You know what?
Cypher, how far away did you run?
Running.
So
yeah, I ran
I'm 30
away
feet
because
for
everyone
sure.
else was sucking.
That's
You
right.
didn't even attack. I don't want to hear it.
And
I
Garrick
was
is still
first.
behind
You
because he
ran.
couldn't do that jump
Yeah.
like you
What was
could.
I supposed
He's
to do?
kind of meeting up with where she
Attack
is,
from a distance.
which was only
What
30 feet to begin
everyone
with.
else is doing.
Yeah, fuck that.
So
Yeah.
And Jack's 30 feet between them and the dragon.
Jeff had cast this abhorrent spirit. It was only maybe 10 feet out from you, and this dragon cuts the rest of the distance between where it is and where this creature is. You're also standing in front of it. It looks at you, and you hear in your mind, "Nightingale, I'll get to you soon." It runs right past you, and having all of you within its range, which is 75 feet, except for you, because you're just out of that.
Yeah.
And you're in the stone, so this doesn't affect you, but it affects everyone else. I want everyone to roll me a Constitution saving throw, except for you two. Jeff has to do it.
3.
Oh, Garrick rolled a natural one.
My constitution.
I rolled a
Plus
2.
6. 24, bitches.
3.
You guys getting fucked.
So everybody except for Hector takes, and you take 56 points of poison damage.
My God.
As
I can uncanny dodge though.
you can cut that shit in half.
Oh,
How much was it?
As a jet of acid leaves its mouth and coats the hallway and the ceilings and the floor and all of you. That took you out all the way down.
shit.
You lose consciousness.
How much damage was that?
Garrick,
56, whatever.
Cypher, you hear he rolled a natural 1. So you see, just in this moment, he looks at you, reaches an arm out, and he just says, "My king." And this just hits him, and he just, like, melts away underneath it. In its wake, you only see just, like, not even his full skeleton, just the main part, like the larger bones that are left.
Did you just kill Abby?
You are running with your back facing this thing. You take everything. Did you go down to 0 HP? No, you went uncanny dodged.
Yeah, I dodged it.
Like, a little bit gets on Abby, but not enough. Like, she's, like, screaming. She's in pain, but it's not enough to kill her or seriously injure her because the brunt of that was on your back. So, like, you took all of that for her. Sorry, gang. Oh, and anyone who did succeed takes half of that.
No,
so 25, 26, 27, 28 points of acid damage.
That means you're dead.
I also melted.
You're going to be rolling death saving throws.
I'm just disfigured at this point.
You look like a burn patient at this point. You're laying on the ground, like, twitching involuntarily. As is Jeff.
Oh, no.
Jeff falls next to you.
God damn it.
Yes, use the gauntlet.
And that dragon just looks out across the chaos. It would have been Garrick's turn. It takes it's your turn. You and Abigail.
All right.
Your back is burning.
I'm gonna take a health potion.
Okay, as a bonus action, you take a health potion.
You're gonna go back.
Ooh.
Okay.
So
10.
Abigail is just screaming in your arms.
All right.
And the hand axe that she was gripping drops from her hands and just bounces on the ground as you guys are running.
I'll give her a health potion.
So that'll be an action.
Okay.
She's up to full health for the sake of this. She's still cut up and beat up and terrified, but it looks like her breathing is starting to, like, be regulated.
Just combat breathing.
Are you, and then your movement speed is going another 30 feet out?
Yeah, that's my regular movement speed.
Okay. The entrance of this tunnel is now ahead of you. It's maybe less than 100 feet out from where you are. Tang, it's your turn. The dragon's back is to you, and you can see a flurry of movement behind it.
What happened to Hector?
He is right in front of the dragon. If you angle yourself, you might be able to get a shot off, but there's a chance that you might hit the back of the dragon.
I'll make my life easy.
I'm gonna go deeper in the tunnel.
Are you sprinting?
I guess.
Okay. You attempt to run, and you feel this strong pull from your back and realize, shit, the rope is still tied to me. And at the other end of the rope is Hector, and he pulls it toward you, and he's dropping his torch to the ground now. The dragon is still in front of him, but he's less concerned with that now, and he's just trying to pull you toward him. That's all he's doing for his turn. Cypher.
Oh, I'm still running. I'm getting out of this tunnel.
God
Okay.
damn it.
So you continue sprinting. You're 10 feet from the tunnel line.
Thank God.
Because you were 30 feet ahead of her.
Next turn, I'm going.
Nova, roll me a death saving throw.
6.
6.
Yeah.
So that marks 1 fail. 3 fails mean permanent death. Thamir, your turn.
Alright, first I'm going to use a bonus action to take my health potion.
Okay.
So, what is that? 1d6 plus 4?
Yep.
So, 8 points of health. Then I'm going to use
what's
my
running?
movement to exit the stone.
Okay. Just where you didn't move at all. You just went down and went back up.
Yeah.
So now the dragon is at your back.
You made us.
I'm going to turn around and I'm going to shoot a lightning bolt. Dexterity
Wait.
saving throw of 14.
13.
26 points of damage.
26 points of damage. Very nice.
Good hit. Good.
Fortunately, I already used the bonus action.
Yeah. You doing anything else?
Is he
Movement?
flammable?
No.
Damn.
Jeff is rolling a saving throw. Rolls an 11.
Wait, I thought you said
That's one.
Oh wait, saving. Never mind.
1 success. Tazarek, your turn.
Alrighty. Where am I in relation to the dragon? Sorry.
It is kind of up a little bit and to your right. It's like within 10 feet of you. Oh, and it's important to note, too, that once Jeff lost consciousness, that aberration disappeared. So there's only Hector between you and the dragon.
Well, as my bonus action, I'm gonna frenzy. I'm going to run up to it and attack it with my giant slayer hand axe first. and
Okay.
My vicious hand axe.
Go ahead, roll the hit on both.
18,
No.
18 doesn't hit?
20,
20 hits. The first one glances off the scales, the second one finds its mark.
11 damage.
It's back to the dragon's turn. It's going after Hector, who is not really paying attention
Hector.
because he's pulling on this rope,
Hector.
trying to get Tang. It's doing its multi-attack. 22 on the first, 13 on the second. That one misses. 20 36 points of damage. And he lets go of the rope because he's, like, getting the shit kicked out of him. He is really hurting. So he's going to pull his weapon out now and try to focus on the dragon now that's right on top of him. And Matixia, it's back to you.
I'm just gonna keep up.
Okay, you get all the way out of the cave. Abigail is still in your arms. There's still that burning sensation at your back. You can hear fighting and combat behind you. What are you doing once you leave the entrance of the cave?
I don't know. How far out of the entrance do I get?
About 10 feet.
What's around the cave? Like, is it going underground? Like, can I go on top of it, or?
You can, actually. So if you go out of the cave and go out and around, you can have, like, a view of what's coming out of it. It's in a large clearing, and there are more of the massive trees on the outskirts of the clearing. The clearing is very large. It's we're talking about, like, redwoods on steroids. You're going to have a hard time.
I thought you were ahead of me.
Oh, now you
guys are exiting it around the same time.
Yeah.
Now you want
All right,
to
I'll
He
go
didn't
on
even
top of
come
the
back for
cave,
you,
I
did he?
guess.
Okay.
Nope.
So you go out and run. We're going to say you make it about halfway around the cave to get up on top before your turn ends. Abigail's still in your hands, still in your arms.
I guess I can put her on the ground now that we're...
Tang, it's up to you. There's now a ton of slack on the rope that's around your waist. You're no longer being pulled.
Okay, so I want to use Drokar.
Okay.
Since Hector's going after the dragon now, I want to go after Hector before he gets to the dragon.
The dragon is essentially in between you and him. You can roll, but if you roll really low, we're going to say like below a 3, then you hit the dragon on accident.
Is that a 9 or a 6?
That's a 9.
Nine.
The dot's
Okay, that
at the
hits.
bottom.
Because you have a plus 10 to your hit bonus. You can go ahead and roll for damage.
She's fighting with the dragon. Interesting.
8.
So he pulls his weapon out. He just turned his attention away from you and to the dragon, and he realized, maybe he didn't have time to even realize it, but that was a mistake. 'Cause as soon as he turns back to the dragon, an arrow sinks its way into his chest. He collapses to the ground. Hector is dead. Attacks for action, too. Yes, you can shoot him again. You can cast Hunter's Mark and roll to hit again. Because he's actually closer to you than Hector was.
So that's a 10.
This one is going to hit him.
Me?
And she's shooting at you.
Oh.
6 and 8? 14.
You take 14 points of damage as an arrow sinks its way into your chest. You see that she had just turned her attention away from Hector to you. Cypher. So you follow her up and around to where the top of this tunnel is?
Yeah. Can I do perception?
For what?
To know where the hell I'm at?
Nope.
That would not
You
work.
can try. You can roll an investigation.
7.
Yeah, looking around, you just see trees in every direction.
Oh, thanks.
You're in the forest.
Come on. Matixia, what do you want to do?
Nova, go ahead and roll me another
Yeah, we're fine.
death saving throw.
10.
That's a success.
Really?
Yeah, you have one success.
Wait, how many do I need?
You need 3 of either one. Either 3 fails or 3 successes.
Fuck.
Thamir,
You're going to be rolling for a while.
your turn. You are in between a rock and a hard place.
I'm going to cast
Literally.
Cure Wounds.
Okay, cool.
So I heal myself for 12.
He's not going down without a fight.
Warrior mindset.
Can I cast cantrips as bonus actions or no?
Yes, technically you can.
I'm going to cast Thunderclap.
Toward?
The
Thunderclap
ceiling
repeats.
above the dragon.
Okay. I know it's supposed to be a saving throw, but just roll for success. We're going to see if the power of that attack is powerful enough to compromise the integrity of the ceiling.
12.
What is your spell attack bonus?
6.
For those of you who are exiting the tunnel, you guys hear this loud, thunderous explosion from behind you. The rest of you guys hear the same. Even those in various states of unconsciousness, you hear or feel the rumble. You hit the ceiling as cracks begin to appear at the very top, and there are large stones that start to fall, sections of the ceiling onto the dragon. It is going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as various rocks fall on top of it, and it wheels its head back in your direction.
Right.
You are right up on it, aren't you?
And you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
There's
rocks.
all above her.
So
Dexterity saving throw. Dexterity saving throw.
14 is my dex save.
how much damage should I take from it?
Oh, that one.
You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as rocks fall on top of you. One of them, a larger one, knocks you prone. So you're now laying underneath it.
Resistance to bludgeoning damage.
So you take half.
So that's
Of
4.
Of 7.
Yes,
So
4 points of
How did
damage.
you do that?
That's
Cool.
not that bad.
Good stuff. Come on, Jeff. Jeff just failed a saving throw, so he's 1-1. Tazarek.
So am I still right up with the dragon?
Yes,
Okay.
at its front, and it just turned away from you. Starting to turn away from you. It's technically not its turn yet, but its attention has been
But rocks
diverted.
Are
I have
I bounce well.
2 attacks plus an extra melee attack from Frenzy.
Mhm.
So I am going to do basically a 1, 2, 3. So 2 with the Giant Slayer and 1 with the Vicious Hand Axe. So
Okay, roll just all of them to hit.
20,
20 hits.
15,
15 does not.
and 20.
That hits. 2 of them hit.
Good, both of them were with the Giant Slayer Hand Axe too. So 24.
24 points of damage. Tazarek, you take 15 points of slashing damage as the dragon takes a wing attack on you as it turns.
Oh my gosh, you guys don't
That
even have
is
me to heal.
halved.
Oh, because you're frenzied.
Because of the
And it's going to turn and begin making its way to you. It's moving over rocks as well as you. And roll me a Constitution saving throw as almost the entire weight of this creature briefly finds its way on top of you and the rocks that are on you.
13,
Plus 1.
14.
You take 4 points of crushing damage as it goes over top of you. It restricts your breathing for a moment, but just as quickly as its onset, it is relieved as it continues to move towards Thamir. With the rest of its movement speed, it gets to you. Batixia, it's back to you. What are you doing? You're on top of the cave. You can hear fighting inside, explosions. You can't tell who's winning. You can probably guess.
Oh, man. Okay. Fine. I'm gonna turn to Abby.
So
Tell her to stay here. I'm gonna stealth.
Don't
I'm gonna
you
go
kill
back
So
in the cave.
what you'll do is you'll use the plus and minus.
Okay,
if you're
so
taking damage,
with all that movement
minus
speed, you're stealthing back.
So that was 4.
You get right maybe
4,
5 feet or so into the cave entrance with that
I don't
turn,
know how
talking to
much
her,
damage
going
you
back
take
down, and you're kind of doing it sneakily so you're not
Not
sprinting.
a lot.
And Abigail's just
Bad damage.
watching you with wide eyes as you go back down. She has no weapon in her hands now, so she's just, you can see her very clearly, her hands are shaking.
Do I have a bonus action?
What did you want to do?
Take a health potion.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
And Tang, it's on you. You're currently, there's rubble on top of you.
I got the cure wounds.
Doing decent.
You're
But I also want to mark him.
You had marked him before, so he's already marked. Just
Yeah.
add back on 4 points of health.
Okay.
Are you doing anything else with your turn?
I want to get up.
Okay. Roll me a strength check as you're moving these boulders off of you.
17.
Okay. Doesn't take you very long. They're mostly smaller bits. They were crushed whenever that dragon was moving over top of you, so you brush them aside and you stand. That takes half your movement speed to stand. You can still move about 15 feet. Is that it? You're just going to stay where you are?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cypher, your turn.
I see Matixia go in, say her goodbyes to, what's her face. I'm gonna say, kiddo, I'm going into. I use Pacify Trace as well, following Matixia in.
Okay. Cast it on both of you guys,
Yeah,
right?
so that's
As she's
what I
passing
do.
you, so you get a plus 10 to your stealth. Right now, no one knows that you have re-entered. That's all you can do with your turn, I guess,
That's fine.
with that. Nova,
Your
roll me
stealth is
another
50.
death save.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And Thamir on
12.
deck. 12? It's a second success.
Heck yeah. One more.
Okay, I am going to use a bonus action
Okay.
to cast Shape Water.
Okay.
I'm going to use the water that Nova
There is
cast
currently
originally
40 gallons of water on the ground.
to form a kind of lasso around the dragon's neck
Of water.
and pull him down and have the weight of the water kind of pull him down to the ground so his neck is exposed.
So it's a massive creature, but we're going to roll for success. Go ahead, roll a d20
Wonder Woman's last.
and add me your
Spell attack.
spell attack. And he's going to roll his strength.
12 plus 6 at 18.
4 and 6 is 10. So
The duration is 1 hour.
So you lasso the neck of this creature as it's running towards you and pull it into the ground. It wasn't expecting it, so it slams forward, its belly scraping across the stone of the tunnel, and it just looks up at you, and there's like this look of kind of like interest in its eyes. Like it seems like it's playing with its food, and you are more interesting than a lot of food that it's had recently.
How far in front of it is?
It's right in front of you. It used all of its speed to get right up to you on its last turn.
Okay, I am going to move slightly to the side and cast Getsu Got Tenshou at his neck.
That was for you.
That was for you. Leech?
No.
7 points of damage, of cutting damage right to the neck.
Okay. You cast that, and you can see now where various scales and hide along its neck is being ripped from where that attack was, and there is now blood oozing out of where those scales are now missing, and that look of interest, that mock interest that it had with you, is now quickly being replaced by one of anger and hatred.
It doesn't matter.
Jeff failed another saving
If
throw.
they can't...
He is one away. Tazric,
How far away is the dragon from me?
like roughly 40 feet,
It's got its ass up in the air.
pretty much.
Are you going to charm it?
No, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move 10 feet forward,
Okay.
so I'm 30 feet away.
Javelin in the ass.
Eldritch blast up the ass.
Ooh! Oh man!
Wait, you're
Javelin or
raged.
Eldritch Blast?
You're raged.
I'm raged, so javelin it is.
Javelin in the ass. A little
That
bit.
missed.
Your javelin careens off to the side and embeds itself like half a foot into the ceiling. The amount of force that was carried over is
Palpable.
insane, but you missed your target.
So I still have 30 feet that I can move. Yeah, I'm gonna run up behind it and attack it with my 2 hand axes.
Okay. Into the butthole.
This is its weak spot.
It is. There are no scales.
So 25 and 16, so only one of them hits.
Both of them hit because Booty Hole does not have dragon armor. It's currently facing up.
Yeah. Okay, so then 17 damage
Okay.
to the booty hole.
There is blood and ichor and fecal matter that are now just leaking out of the back of this thing. It is now this creature's turn, and what I forgot about was it has 3 legendary resistances a day. So if it fails a saving throw, let's say like a strength saving throw, like if there's a water lasso currently tethering it to the ground, it can just choose to succeed instead. So it does. It breaks free of your water, absolutely destroying it in the process. Like this lasso, water is just sent everywhere.
Can I
And-
unattack the booty hole?
What's that?
Can I unattack the booty hole?
Immediately before that happened, you did see its eyes grow briefly as wide as saucers. Okay, and it's doing a multi-attack on you. 18, 16, and 27.
All 3 hit.
Okay.
Fuck you.
You take 41 points
I'm dead.
of damage as it just tears into you, throwing you to the ground several times.
Oh, I
Tixia,
for a
your turn.
dash.
I'm gonna keep heading in. Stealth.
Okay.
Or pass without trace.
Oh, wait.
Double stealth.
Jeff cast that thing on me.
Yes, he did. Which still works, because that's good for a day. So you're at 1 HP.
Yes!
Instead of falling unconscious. Thank you, Jeff, who is about to die. We're going to say, for the sake of this, over the course of your guys' turns, you make it up.
Can I fall down and act like I died since I basically did?
Yeah. You guys, after hasted movement back to the creature, you see kind of a weird sight. Its back is facing you. There's a bunch of melted dead people on the ground ahead of you, and Tazarek currently has his axe in the thing's butt.
Hunter's mark on tag.
Okay.
Matixia, I don't know what you. I hope you think what I'm thinking, but I'm gonna go shoot Tang.
No,
Same, but I'm not there yet. I'm a few people away from attacking.
So here's the deal. You guys make it up at the end of that turn. You can Hunter's Mark her as a bonus action, but you can't actually shoot until your next turn. And Matixia, that was your turn. Cypher, that was your turn. And Tang, it is your turn
And
now.
we're both stealth still, right?
Yeah, so no one knows we're there.
Yes, so you have no idea that they're there.
Okay, so how do I get to where I can touch the dragon? So I can share his food.
He has his tail that extends from his back maybe 8 to 10 feet, and it's laying out on the ground a little bit ahead of you.
That's what I want to do. Touch him. I want to do the cure wounds. The spell.
So you reach out and gently caress.
How much did he get back?
Squishy.
You don't know.
That's pretty cozy.
Nova. Death saving throw. This whole game is her eating a hand. What was it?
Fail.
Is that 2 fails?
Yep.
Yes.
2 fails and 2
Oh my
saves for
God.
Nova.
Thamir,
Oh,
you're at 1
it's a
HP.
regular rock, paper, scissors here.
What is the dragon doing right now? Is it faced away from me since it doesn't
Best out
since
of
it
3.
killed me, or
At the end of its turn, it was still facing you. So it's still facing you.
Yeah, now it has a new
Because
butthole.
its butt is
and no
still
lasso.
facing them. And you were like right up, laying on the ground right in front of it. You could
So
feel
you
its
had to
breath.
do with the wacky thing.
okay?
You're,
I
like, right
am
there.
going to stay laying on the ground, acting dead,
Uh-huh.
but cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay. Cast Cure Wounds, but I also want me to roll me a deception check. And Jeff. Oh, fucking Jeff.
Did he die?
Jeff rolled a 9.
Did he die?
Jeff is
Is he dead?
Jeff
Was
is
that
dead.
3?
Yes, 3.
That's 3.
God damn it.
We lost Jeff.
How fucking dare you?
So
I rolled a 6.
Would bawl if I was
you
alive.
rolled a 6.
Yeah.
I would cry so much.
The creature, the dragon looks down at you, and you can feel where bits of its saliva are falling onto your body. You don't take any points of damage for this. It just stings, where it's this acidic feeling.
Okay.
And you know that it knows.
Since its head is right over me, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to fucking use Flurry of Blows as a bonus action.
as a spell key point. Okay.
With my rings.
Roll me to hit on your normal flurry of blows, and then roll that percentage die.
15 plus 4.
Yeah.
So that's a 19
That
to
hits.
hit. I got a 59 and an 81. Because I'm using Flurry of Blows, so I'm hitting with both hands. Hit,
Dexterity saving throw. What do I got to beat?
14, I guess.
It's 19 on the first, 16 on the second. So
Maybe.
half damage. It's going to take half damage from each of those.
So the first one's 18, so 9 points. And a 17 on my second, so 9 points.
You're punching up at it. More of the scales are falling off. They're cracking
Does it bite
underneath
its
the.
tongue? Because I'm punching it under its jaw, kind of thing. It's like a
It
fucking
doesn't, we're gonna
undercut.
say you don't. It doesn't bite its tongue because like the saliva's hanging out its mouth. Its tongue isn't sticking out, but you do.
Break some teeth.
Yeah, where the teeth are hitting one another and they are chipping and shattering, and you can feel like little bits of that enamel like falling on you. So that was pretty solid. That was a really good turn, actually. You lucky bastard. It's your turn.
I'm gonna
He was
turn my
waiting.
attention towards Tang
Thank God.
and attack with my
Attack the dragon.
right in the booty hole.
She's
You're attacking
now
her
she
in the
has
booty
that-
hole.
No,
Gaming 101. Kill the
The
healer.
dragon, not me.
I'm gonna attack the dragon. I'm
he'll
gonna
be
keep attacking
dead.
the dragon.
Okay, go
She's
ahead.
the healer.
Roll to hit. Roll to hit. Roll to hit.
She's bullied.
That's not true.
27, 16.
I'm practicing.
Roll for damage.
Okay. It's 21 points of damage.
Past mine.
21 points of damage. All right.
Dang.
So where its booty hole was once healed from her spell on it, it is now looking much rougher. It looks like it's been through the grinder.
Damn Reckle Pro.
No lubricant.
Thing. It's the dragon's turn.
Tezric the booty hole record.
It's going after you. Just, it's already on top of you. You never stood, did you? Fuck. It gets advantage on its attack roll. So it's only going to do one attack on you with one of its claw attacks. 20. You take 8 points of slashing damage as it claws into you. And before taking time to see if it actually did the job this time, it turns and faces Tazarek, who is...
wrecking
Like a-
his booty hole.
Yeah, it's like you're like a bad burrito. It's going to do a bite attack on you. 25
25
To hit.
hits.
to hit.
A lot.
Wow, I rolled 2 1s on that one. So you just take 8 points of piercing damage.
4 rage.
You take 4 points of that damage. All right.
Jack's so smart right now.
Matixia,
Hellish Rebuke.
you are now
Oh, wait.
fucking A. Okay, you do it. Hellish Rebuke. What's my say? I gotta do a saving throw, right?
Dexterity.
So it rolled a 19 plus 1, but go ahead and roll for damage. It'll take half.
I got 2 8s. So 16. Right?
So 8.
Sorry.
It took half. It
Okay.
rolled a 19 plus 1.
Right.
I have to go.
What did you do? What did you roll?
9.
Listen, you can just
So what do I do?
You die. I'll let you know what's happening before next game. If you got to roll a new character sheet or what. I'll let you know.
Fucking sucks.
Take a moment. Think back on your life choices.
I will only remember you by you killing me.
Okay,
Dang.
so
Not
this thing
me,
bursts into
dang.
flames momentarily. They do fade out after a moment, but it looks like it's hurting. It had a flaming
you, guys.
booty hole for a second
Be
there.
safe on your way
Hey,
home.
see you, Tirza.
Drive safe.
Matixia, your turn.
Am I in melee range?
You within this turn can enter into melee range with her, but you'd have to pass her in order to get to melee range with the dragon, because she's between you and the dragon.
So I can attack her?
You're in
Okay.
stealth, remember
I
that.
can?
And you are currently stealthed.
So I roll with advantage for my first hit.
You do. She's, like,
15,
solid.
that hits. 13, that doesn't hit. So that's 13 damage.
You feel this sharp pain from your back and a warm liquid run down your back as you turn and see Matixia. What are you also doing with your turn? Anything?
I'm disengaging.
Disengage? Are you backing up or anything with your? You can disengage and move out of like 5 feet.
Okay.
Any more than that, because you would have had to run up to her in order to
Move
get to
away,
her.
I'm gonna use my bow.
So you
Okay,
see
I'm disengaging.
the half orc. Her blade is out. There's blood, fresh blood on that blade. It's your blood. She just attacked you from the rear. It's your turn, and then it's Cypher's.
She disengaged.
She did disengage. So you'd have to move up to her and in order to attack.
But is she still stealth even though I can see the blood on
You
the
can
blade?
you can see her now.
Oh.
She used that stealth in order to get advantage on her attack roll onto you, which she took advantage of.
Okay, so can I do that?
Yep.
In
I'm so glad
retaliation?
I
Sure.
got to use that.
Yeah, and
Yep.
then
If I get
do a
attacked
spell to
again,
heal myself.
So you can if you want to. Your Hunter's Mark is still locked onto Thamir. So as a bonus action, you can choose to transfer your Hunter's Mark from him to her.
So then hunters and then Drapar.
Okay, so go ahead and roll to hit.
2. You failed.
Yeah, even with that modifier. You take a shot at her, but she's still pretty close to you. It just shoots wide. You do get a second attack, though.
8.
That's 18. What's your 10?
Yeah, she hits.
9 plus 17.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna uncanny dodge that.
Okay, so you take half,
Okay.
but you still get a good shot in. That did a lot of damage. So mark that off. And Cypher, your turn.
Hunter's mark on her.
Okay, you Hunter's Mark her. Go ahead.
Can I do 2 bows at the same time?
Wait, how far are you from
2 arrows.
I was.
He was close to her.
You should
They
be
come in
melee
together.
range, probably.
I am in stealth. I am in stealth. Right?
You are currently stealthed.
Scimitar in the right hand and the short sword on the left. So I'm getting close to her, and I'm attacking her head.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll, and don't forget your Hunter's Mark.
I'm block 3, and I roll it again or no?
Yeah, for your second attack. Oh, wait.
Wait, you roll advantage.
The first one is with advantage. The second attack is not. So this is for your first attack. What did you roll on that second roll?
12.
Straight 12?
Yeah.
What's your modifier?
With the Scimitar 7 and the short sword 7 as well.
That hits.
That
Roll for damage for the first hit.
first hit was 10.
Roll for your second attack.
10 damage.
Yes.
So you take 10 damage as he comes up. Again,
You
like
gotta roll the hit for
seemingly out of nowhere. He just emerges from the shadows and takes 2 blades to you.
10.
10 total.
10. Yeah.
The first one hits you. The second one, you were able to react quick enough to dodge it, but you do take those 10 points of damage.
Can you die?
Thamir, it's your turn.
Alright, the dragon's facing away from you, right? Because it attacks.
Yes. Yep.
Pretty damn
I'm going to
close.
use a bonus action to hit him with an
You're
unarmed
not allowed to
strike
use that against me since I
up
started.
the butthole.
I'm not saying anything.
This dragon's poor butt.
Another
Yes.
rest
I'm literally going to fist his ass.
Yes.
Man. Is that a 1?
God damn it.
So it puckers last second, and then it squeezes. You are currently considered grappled.
I'm still fine with that. I'm still fine with that because you know what?
Your
For
hand's
my
stuck in his
action.
butt?
From this point
You went through the
forward, we will be
sphincter and you're
known as the
stuck?
Booty Bros.
You know
He's
what?
flying through this
For
air,
my action,
hanging out of his ass.
I'm going to cast lightning bolt with that fist that's in his ass. Do it. 30 points damage. Straight through his asshole. Yeah, dexterity of
Flame and
14.
enema.
Yes! You fucking did it!
Hold up. Thamir.
Ow.
Thamir.
Yes.
How do you want to do this?
I need to go straight through his ass, through his body, through his neck, and out his head.
Oh.
There is this electric energy. Everything that you have left, you just channel it into this creature. And around
Wasn't an explosion that
the
you felt.
sphincter,
Release.
when a thing gets electrocuted, it like clenches and unclenches, you know?
Yes.
And that's what's currently happening, like a strobe light in the back. Like, you can see it from the outside where it is growing extremely rigid, and then it just grows really loose. And
Oh no.
this shocking energy just goes out through it, out of its mouth. The entire thing gets really tight and then just falls over. This thing collapses to the ground. There's only one person left.
On a critical one.
That is so funny. Yet continuing on, Tazarek, it's your turn.
Do the right thing.
You
Do
see...
the right
I
thing.
bled for that.
I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna turn towards Tang. Would choking someone be an harm?
Just roll for strength.
Okay. Oh, even better. Oh, one.
Tang, roll for strength as well. Plus 0, so
Nah.
just roll a
Nat
d20.
20.
20.
There's nothing you can do unless you also roll a nat 20.
Oh, 6.
You find yourself lifted 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet off the ground. Your legs are dangling underneath you as your dragon companion, this beast that you were aware of, has fallen, and in its place is a dragonborn beast staring into you. His eyes are wide and bloodshed. Froth has formed at the edges of the corners of his mouth, and he is staring into your soul. Is there anything that you want to say?
This is your last betrayal. And then crush your neck and drop it again.
Your windpipe is crushed. You can actually hear the crunching. And with that, you fall lifeless.
Yeah, but there is something else I want to do.
Okay.
I want to go get Abby.
Okay. You go and you get Abby. We're out of combat now. So if there's anything else that you guys want to
Taz.
do.
Can I borrow your axe for a second?
Sure.
I'm going to go up and cut off the dragon's head.
Okay.
Can I search her body?
I'm gonna look the dragon.
I'm going to
Yeah, go
wrap
ahead.
the head in rope, make it like a backpack kind of thing, and throw it over my back.
Okay.
Damn,
Cool.
we actually
You
lost.
have this dragon's head.
And I'm
lost
going to go
someone, bro.
further into the
We
cave
lost-
to
oh,
search
we lost
for his
someone.
hoard.
We lost
like-
Jeff. We lost
And then
Tirza,
what?
we lost-
Search for his
oh,
hoard
yeah.
of treasure.
We lost
Okay.
a person.
So you guys,
I rolled a.
what do you, so you get Abby
Yeah.
and you come back into the cave.
Yeah, because we want to see if there's anything at the end
Mhm.
of the cave.
I rolled a 12.
You don't find
now's
a
a good
whole
time.
lot. You don't find a whole lot on her body. You find a series of weapons.
Couple of ears.
Ears, just everywhere. There were so many more ears that she had on her person that, like, just hidden in every
We
crevice.
did a really shitty search. Abby, you want some of these ears?
Yeah, I just tossed the bag of ears over to that.
So, on her way back in, Abby, she's been kind of crying in your absence, but upon seeing you, she wipes her face clean, and as you guys walk back into the cave, she picks up her axe that was dropped, and she, like, looks over this battle, and she looks at you, and then she looks back at you, and it's like, what happened?
She betrayed us.
And she looks down at the axe, and she's like, ears?
Take them.
You guys push forward. You don't really find anything else on the dragon itself. If you want to take some of its scales, you can do that. If you roll me a survival check to
Can we please mourn the death of Jeff
and Nova
And Nova.
and Nova?
And your buddy.
And Garrick.
and Garrick and
And
Hector.
his buddy.
And Hector. Fuck, Hector.
You guys lost a lot of people in
We
that.
lost. We lost.
Hey guys,
half
you
our
want to hear what's
squad.
funny? I still have almost half of my health.
You fucking
He has 32 health right.
You guys go maybe another quarter of the mile into this cave and see that it dead ends
Is that a treasure hoard?
into a lair. Yeah,
Oh.
there's a lot of bodies that have been left here. It looks like what had happened to you guys was not the first time that this has happened. Tang has been luring people to this cave for a while. I mean, it's one of the reasons why she stayed so protected in this forest for as long as she has. She was resourceful.
What did you say to him?
Just her name.
Nightingale.
Oh,
Well, you probably shouldn't have fucked
gonna
with
search
the
the
group
horde.
of people
Okay.
that killed and ate that lady in the cabin.
I took out half of you, so I'm
You guys do find treasures. I'm
Yeah,
going
he
to send
set
them
me
to
up,
you
stuck you
over
guys in there.
the next couple
Good
days
dragon.
before our next game. And we're going to end it with this. As you guys mourn the dead, you take a moment and you collect your treasure somberly, with the bodies still in tow, because I'm assuming you guys want to bury them.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys take them out of the cave, and as soon as
Oh,
you...
but if we take Nova's body, she's wanted. You're gonna capture her. She's dead anyway,
Yeah, let's
guys.
not bury her body.
That's fucked up, but
So-
I kind of agree.
We'll
As you
split,
guys-
we'll split the reward. We just need, like, her head, right? I can throw that in my sack.
And I have a dragon head on my back.
So as you guys
Yeah.
exit the cave,
well, let Abby near it, so eat it.
you are surprised to find at least a half dozen or more figures waiting for you on the outside.
Elves.
They are elves. They have their weapons drawn, bows drawn.
They don't like
They're looking at you, weapons trained in. And once they see you, Cypher, all of them except for one bow down on one knee. The one who didn't puts her weapon away, walks over to you, and says,
Punches her in the nuts.
You're the King of Vormir.
Who's asking?
The name's Ranger Riley. That's where we're gonna end it.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Oh,